Guys, so we are back for another reading today. This one is going to be Where Will You Be in 3 Years' Time? So this is a timeless reading. Whenever you are seeing this reading is the perfect time for you to get these messages. So don't worry if it's, even 3 years in the future, just apply it for an additional 3 years, if that makes sense. So yeah, we are just going to see kind of what comes up, what Spirit has to say about finances or romance or whatever they want to talk about, because of course they kind of run the show. But yeah, so we are back with food readings. I got some feedback from some people that were saying how much they like the food, which I love hearing because I love buying the fake food. So it's all good with me. It was nice to hear that you guys do like the food readings, because sometimes I'm like, should I do the crystals? But yeah, so we are doing grapes today. Again, I always do dessert, so I kind of tried to mix it up and maybe do something a little healthier this time. But yeah, so number one is going to be this kind of black colored grape, like a blue, purple, black, and then a purple grape, green, and that's kind of like a pink red grape. So, I would say if one is calling out to you, go with that one right away. Go to the one that is kind of screaming your name. And if one isn't calling out to you, I always say close your eyes and take a few seconds, first of all, to ground yourself, to kind of breathe, check in with the energy. A lot of times, if one isn't immediately coming to mind, sometimes that can mean, you're too caught up in your head with worries or something and you're not able to really tune into the energy. So it's always good to breathe, take a second to ground yourself and to kind of push away like some of the things that might be clouding your mind, and then try to tune in again. If that still isn't working, I sometimes will close my eyes, open them, see which one my eyes immediately go to, and also close my eyes and see what color is brought into my mind. So it could be black, purple, green, red. I think those colors would apply, in that 1, 2, 3, 4 order. And yeah, so whatever works for you, whatever you guys like to use, is totally valid. But with that being said, I'll be quiet now and let you tune into the energy. Okay, so that's about the time we're gonna do. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can hear the cicadas in the background, but they're kind of out for the summer, so hopefully it's not too distracting. But if you need total silence or you just want more time to spend on each of the piles, feel free to rewind and pause and spend more time deciding. But let's go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey, pile one. So if you guys picked this black, I think it's like black or blue grapes, this is gonna be your reading. I think I don't need to say anything about those grapes like I usually do, but black grapes are pretty good. So let's go into your reading and see what Spirit has to say. I've actually felt guided really strongly. I've been super busy the past week and I was kind of almost intending to post earlier, but I just was super busy. But I've been feeling this reading really calling to me, and I often find that the first pile is like the most, like their spirit guides kind of are like the most eager to communicate, and they kind of butt ahead in front of everyone else, like in the like spiritual line. So I feel like maybe there's some important message for you guys, and we will see what that might be. But it's a lot of times in my pile one that I get the most intense messages. So what is going to happen for pile one in 3 years? In 3 years, what is going to happen to pile one? Okay, so we have a lot of intense energy coming up right now. Wow. Okay, so I can see why I'm starting to see, I had an inkling because like I feel like it's so often, not always, but a lot of times my pile ones have just this like their spirit guides are like clamoring to like tell them this, and I could see why if I'm reading these cards, like what's coming up is so intense for you guys. So we got the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Wands, both reversed. We got the World upright, the Devil reversed, the Ten of Cups upright, the King of Pentacles reversed, Hanged Man, the Seven of Swords reversed, the Six of Wands upright, the Six of Cups upright, and the Tower reversed. So I feel like what I'm getting from this is you guys have been going through such a hard time. I feel like there's been a lot of false starts for you guys. There might have been an idea you guys had that you were like, okay, this is gonna be it. This is gonna work out. This is going to be the solution. And it didn't work out. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't happen. Like maybe it was a business idea or a career idea. Maybe you wanted to start some kind of like, I don't know, social media is coming to mind, or a YouTube channel, or, go into acting, or go into something I feel like financial that you guys had in mind that you were really eager to get going, and it just didn't work. And it was just kind of I feel like that took a toll on you guys. You guys were really affected by it. You thought it was going to lead to financial freedom and success, and it didn't. And it's been blocked. And you guys have been feeling very broke, to be honest. Like the money situation that you had imagined would work out has not worked out. And so it's like you're kind of feeling there's also this oppressive energy here. So we got the Devil reverse. I'm getting the sense that for you guys, because I mean the Devil card can be multiple things, but it's usually like it's not, the Devil card is not like a super positive card. It's not as horrible as a lot of people might think from the name, but it's not like, yay, everything's going great. And I feel like in your case, this is an oppressive figure or something or someone that kind of like, I'm feeling like you guys have been put down by someone, or there's someone in your life who has been oppressive to you. I keep getting that word, oppression. Like it's like someone who, I don't know, puts you down or made you doubt yourself, or it could have been multiple people for some of you. Like, I have like friends that like they are so nice and so sweet, but it seems like whenever they go out to a restaurant or whatever, they get the like nasty waiter that's like has a bad attitude and is like rude to them, for no reason. And they're like the nicest person who'll be like, oh, can I please have this? And whatever luck, they just always get the waiter that's gonna be like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Just they have this kind of like energy surrounding them of people that don't like them or are rude to them or whatever. People that come against them. That's the word that's coming to mind. Someone coming against you. So again, this is a general reading. This could be one person in particular. If someone's coming to mind, it's them. But if it's not one person in particular, which again, it very well could be, then I feel like it's multiple. Like it's that situation where you're the kind of person that you go out and like you get delivery and it's like for some reason when it arrives everything's smashed, you know what I mean? Or the person, there's just always like an attitude. It always seems like you're just down on your luck, like things that should have worked out, things that other people can do and it's great, and they're like, oh, I went to that place, it was awesome, and you're like, well, when I went, like the manager asked me to leave and told me that like I was never allowed to come back and I didn't do anything, like kind of a thing. Like maybe it's not that extreme, but just like it seems like one of those times when everyone's coming against you and like you can't even drive, a half a mile without a bunch of people cutting you off and like just being drama, you know what I mean? Just drama and kind of unpleasant interactions and just people kind of taking an instant disliking to you and giving you negative energy and like blocking your blessings coming in. So that's kind of the current situation. And I feel like that's taken a toll on you guys, that you guys have been kind of questioning, like, are you on the right path? Are you doing something wrong? Why is this why am I being treated like this? Why are people coming against me? Did I do the wrong thing? Is this just not going to work out? Are people coming against me because, you know, I'm doing something bad and there's something wrong with me or whatever? And I feel like that's mental questioning that you guys are going through. There's a period of self-doubt here that I'm feeling, of like just doubting yourself and feeling very down and feeling very defeated, feeling like maybe things aren't going to change. Maybe this is just the status quo and this is how your life is going to turn out. And what they're saying is, oh, hell no. Like, that's what's coming to mind. Hell no, because you have so many positive cards that are upright that are coming in for you. And so all the negative cards are like reversed and all the positive cards are upright. That is so positive. Even if you don't know if you don't know tarot, I don't want to like turn it into a tarot lesson, because a lot of you just want us to interpret the cards. You know, you don't want to learn them, and I get it. Like, fully. I watch, like, you know, sometimes I'll watch videos in a foreign language and it's like, I'm not trying to learn, I'm just, you know, trying to watch this entertaining video. So I'm not gonna like explain it, but basically, you know, you guys have so many blessings coming into you. I mean, this is just fantastic, like, honestly. And this is why I'm saying I can see why I just had a feeling like I needed to do this, and usually it's just my first deck, and that's definitely true. Like, wow, this is such a powerful reading. So many powerful blessings about to come into you guys. I'm seeing an end to financial hardship and just a beautiful period. I really can't say enough. This is just so positive. This is just really beautiful. I mean, I don't know what to say, because it's really wonderful. There might be, very well could be a family coming in, and children specifically. If that's something you guys have been wanting, then that's definitely coming in for sure. Like a family situation with kids, and kind of like a prosperous, beautiful, happy situation. I just feel like you guys, there's a reason why you guys have had all this period of suffering and all this period of blockages and this oppressive energy around you. And it's because you guys are headed for greatness. You guys are headed for a really positive outcome in the end. And sometimes when that happens, it's almost like, you know, I mean, I believe you know, that there are other forces in the universe besides spirit. And so, you know, there are darker forces, and those dark forces sometimes will come against you when you have an important destiny, an important, you know, energy or something that you're bringing to the world. There will be like a sensing of that, and then a reaction negatively to it. It's almost like people can sense that you're important and they get insecure because of it, or triggered by it, or they're like, I gotta stop this person. I don't know why, but they're in a negative vibrational state, and they react negatively to you being high vibration. So what I'm seeing is that this period, you know, is being allowed right now because it's very important to your development. This is actually the kind of pattern I've seen so many times with people who have success, big success, and that's what I'm seeing here. I don't know why you have to go through all the hardship. I don't know why we have to go through all these Saturn periods in order to find blessings, but like, I do astrology pretty seriously, and whenever I see someone come into huge success, there's always like Saturn hammering down on them for a period of time. And this to me reads as that Saturn energy. Saturn actually relates to the devil. No offense to any Capricorns out there. This is like kind of complicated, you know, so I'm not saying you guys are like the devil or anything, but that's like planetary relationships or whatever. So, you know, when it comes to like hardships and stuff, a lot of times those need to take place for whatever reason. I'm not smart enough to understand the why of it, but they need to take place in order for someone to come into big blessings. So I know when it's happening, it seems like, oh my God, so is this a sign that I'm not supposed to do well? No, it's actually the opposite. I know it's kind of difficult, but I've made a practice of this because I get so frustrated when, you know, someone's coming against me for no reason, and I made a practice of actually saying out loud, thank you so much for like gossiping about me, or for disliking me and like screwing me over on XYZ area, you know. and as much as it sucks to say that, it's like, I know that that is preparing me for good things. Whenever I've had like a real big blessing in my life, it's always been preceded by someone disliking me, someone trying to harm me, someone trying to hurt me. And as much as it may hurt and stink to have to go through that, it is part of the process of bringing in a blessing. And that's what's going to come in here. You guys have the world, which is just like so positive. I mean, wow. And you have the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups. I mean, it's just so beautiful. There's also this aspect of public appreciation, public recognition. You guys might be, this is why at the beginning I was like, why am I talking about YouTube and acting and stuff? Because, you know, I was just like, why is that coming out of my mouth? But now that I see this, there's so much here about public recognition. So I don't know, again, it's a general reading. It could be that some of you, you know, may not be doing something in like entertainment or something that's traditionally public, but there is an aspect of public recognition here. So I don't know, you know, you could be in mathematics, but you're gonna win like a mathematics award or something. But I do think for many of you, you might be wanting to start a YouTube channel or have some kind of public presence of some kind. And if you do, it's indicated that that's going to be a big success. Even if you aren't trying to do something like that, I feel like there's going to be some public recognition. And this card also relates to like weddings. So you guys might have a marriage. I mean, the family, like a happy family is coming in really strong here. Really strong. So, you know, it could be that you've been dreaming of finding like your partner and starting a family. And if you are, that is definitely going to happen for you guys. So that's really exciting. Let me pull some more cards. So what is going to happen for pile 1? Clearing the deck, but let's see what comes up. Oh, exactly. Happy family. Okay. See, I'm not making this stuff up, you guys. Like, that is coming in so strong. You guys have such a, like, I don't know if you guys want a big family, but if you don't, I would say start getting on birth control immediately because this energy is so strong. I mean, damn, this is like unmistakable. You have definitely like family, children coming in, and also there's actually a lot of risks to birth control, so I'm joking when I say that. You know, I don't advocate women using birth control because it kind of screws with your hormones, but that's a different story. But do whatever is right for your body. But there's definitely an aspect of like having kids, you know, pregnancy, but like a family, just family, and love coming in for you guys. So I feel like if that's something you guys have been wanting, it's the angel of love. There's this like beautiful, blissful family situation that wants to come into you. We got second chakra, Archangel Ariel, angel of love. So yeah, I feel like you guys have been, we also got indecision. I feel like you guys have been going through a period of really questioning yourselves and questioning the path that you're on. And what I'm being told is that everything is aligned. Everything is going to happen in perfect timing. You do have contract, and a lot of times this is something that comes up for like marriage readings or like indicating marriage, like signing that, is it a marriage contract or like a wedding contract? You know, when you go to the courthouse and you get all the documents and you sign them, like that's what's indicated. So again, there's like a wedding, big relationship thing coming in, but let me see if there's any financial cards. Patience. See, that's what they want you to know. The problem is, so when you're going through these periods of Saturn testing, it's not guaranteed success. I have to say that. And that's important to know because you can block the blessings that Saturn is preparing for you by giving in. Like I always compare Saturn to the hardest teacher in school. Like the one that is like, you got one word off on the test, I'm failing you. You know, just that teacher that you're like, oh my God, they're so mean and they're so cruel. And why do I have this teacher? And everyone else got like Mr. Morris and he's so nice. And I'm stuck with this total jerk who's just really sadistic and awful. But at the end, when you're taking the standardized tests, you're the one who aces it and gets like the highest score in the whole school, and your friend who is with Mr. Morris like bombs it, you know, because Saturn really prepares you for those other things in life. But the problem is that you have to keep taking it. You have to stay in it. You have to stay strong. It's kind of like if you're going to pass that standardized test, but you're not going to get the, you know, high flying score if you decide to drop out of class and be like, I can't do this. He's too hard. Or you know what? I quit and I'm not going to study at all because this is BS. You have to stay strong. You have to stay on the right path. You have to be diligent in what you're doing and keep doing it. I feel like you guys have a beautiful, bright light. Man holding a heart. So yeah, there's a lot of romance that wants to come in for you guys. Cornucopia, oh my God. See, I'm also sensing, because we got so many love and money card, or love and family cards, but for me, I'm also sensing so much financial abundance that's indicated here as well. So if that's something you're worried about, is like, it's not like you're going to find your soulmate, but you guys are going to be broke living in like a trailer. And, you know, because I'm very practical. And when I get a love reading coming in, I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, good. But like, I also need to have a little money in the bank, you know. I'm not cool with like a Bonnie and Clyde situation where we're like running around Route 66 and like a beaten down Chevy. I need to have some kind of a nice setup, you know. That's just my Venus conjunct Jupiter. So for you guys, that is coming in. There is financial abundance that is going to come in. I mean, this is just like everything that you could possibly want. It's like money, love, family, blessings all around. And I just think, because I usually like to be very specific in my reading, so I don't like to say like something's coming in if it's not, you know, or make assumptions of like, oh, it's a happy family and so the money. Like, because you can have a happy family and, you know, have no money, and you can be living a beautiful life with your soulmate, but both of you are totally broke, and total respect for that. But I think most of us, you know, we want maybe both, or if we're gonna be broke with a partner, we want to be able to anticipate it and, you know, maybe find a different career path or something. And so what I'm hearing from them is like, the money's coming in, the family's coming in, everything's coming in that you guys could want. And I'm not surprised, because again, I see a period of intense suffering that you guys have been going through, oppression, people coming against you. You might have had someone in particular who was coming against you. It could have been like almost an abusive parent or partner, or someone who was treating you badly. It could be, again, since this is a general reading, for some of you, it's one person in particular that has kind of made your life a living hell and been very difficult for you to deal with and very oppressive. And I feel like I'm seeing someone just in a lot of pain, like tears, crying, upset, all of that. And so it's like, that's some of you. And then I'm also feeling for others of you, it's not necessarily been like one nasty person in your life, but it's more along the lines of one of those things where like, nothing's going right for me. Everything I do, I have opposition. You know, someone else can walk in and say like, hi, I'd like to order a meal, and they get really lovely treatment. I walk in and the person's rude and they're like, we don't have that food, and you know they do, but they're, you know, they just don't like, it's like you just, everyone randomly comes against you and you're like, what? I didn't deserve this. I didn't do anything for it. And that happens so often. I can't say enough. I have noticed that so many times in people that end up having big blessings and that have an important life soul mission. I do feel like you guys have an important life soul mission. I'm really getting the vibe that you guys are a bright light put on this planet to spread light, to spread high vibrations. And so again, when you're a light worker who is here with an important destiny, spreading light, maybe a starseed, you guys do have, sometimes you can trigger low vibration people where they have unaddressed trauma, or they have spiritual afflictions. Like, you know, I mean, there are all kinds of entities running around on this planet. It's not just all good. So they could have negative, you know, attachments of negative low vibrational spirits that have attached to them that are making them react very badly to your presence because it's so beautiful, so positive, and, you know, a negative low vibration spirit doesn't like that energy. They want the dark kind of upset stuff. So I'm not surprised that you guys have had people come against you, because that's just a pattern I've seen, and it sucks. If it was up to me, all the beautiful light-filled light workers would be, you know, living the high life, and it would all be like caviar and champagne and all the blessings in the world, but that's just not how it happens. And I do think it's because it's a time of testing. It's a time to make sure, like, okay, you really deserve this. And you just have to stay strong. You just have to keep going. Again, this is like the example of the teacher that is going to be the hardest one in school, but you will pass the test with flying colors and be rewarded in that metaphor with like the, you know, the scholarship offer or the award for a great student, or the like designation as like an AP, you know, scholar or whatever. Like there's all these, you know, academic prizes that could come about as a result, and that's the reward, and that's the metaphor for this kind of financial abundance, general life abundance. I feel like you guys, especially for those of you who have been abused or whatever, you're gonna be so shocked by this beautiful energy coming in. You're almost gonna be like, oh my god, me? I deserve this? Like what? Like you've been used to being beaten down for so long that you've kind of accepted it. And as much as that sucks, it's also like a positive energy to be in, like not pushing back, not resenting it, just being like, okay, I'll take it. Okay, bring it on. Yep. Okay, yep, do it again. I don't care, you know, because when you kind of let that happen, I'm not saying you should ever put yourself in an abusive situation, please do not, but there is a beauty in being like, you know what, I'm gonna let it brush off me because I know something greater is coming in. And I feel like if you guys can maintain that, I truly feel like you guys really are coming into so many blessings, and that things are already changing energy-wise for you. I think since it's a general reading, for some of you, this is energy is gonna continue for a little while, and for others, I feel like you're right kind of at the turning point, and things are really gonna start gestating. This is an eclipse coming up, so, you know, it could very well be that the eclipse switches everything, you know, and so just stay strong is my advice. Just don't, you know, don't give in to the negativity that people are trying to send towards you. Butterfly, oh my god, that is so beautiful. That is so perfect for you guys, a change for the better. I really feel like you guys are like these beautiful butterflies about to emerge from your cocoon. You're just about to come into this beautiful period, and you deserve it. I want you guys to know that. That's what I'm hearing in my mind. You guys deserve it. Oh my god. So I just shuffled the deck. This deck, I use it all the time. This is not something I lined up, I promise. We just got caterpillar. Like I said, you guys are the caterpillar about to turn to the butterfly. I could not have scripted that. Like, I mean, I guess I could have. I guess I would have if I was trying to script these, but like, that is so beautiful and perfect. And that's just spirit confirming to you exactly. You guys are the caterpillar right about to come into the butterfly. And the message, I love it. It says, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. And the butterfly, a change for the better. Stay strong, you guys. I can feel that you guys have been through pain. I can see and feel the tears and the heartache and the hurt at how you've been treated by the world. But what I'm telling you is stay strong. You've got this, you know, and it is going to end. It is going to come into blessings. The more pain people give you, the more blessings you have your way. Think of it as like putting karma in the bank. And it sucks that you have to go through that, but you know, again, I've seen it in so many like charts of celebrities and stuff that have been through so much. Unfortunately, you don't get to the top without being like beaten down for some reason. And if you get shot up to the top, like automatically without going through this stuff, it's funny because those are the celebrities you'll see that just crash. And it's always the celebrities that got beaten down on their way up that reach the highest heights and never have that kind of crash moment. And I feel like that's coming into you. This is like a beautiful, long-lasting energy. I feel like everything's going to switch for you, and this drama and this negativity that's been following you is about to just vanish, and you are going to look back like, oh my god, it was all worth it, and I'm so happy I was here. And it's going to teach you so many valuable lessons that you guys are going to impart. And again, I feel like this is going to be public. You know what I'm hearing? Oh my god, I love this quote. I'm sorry I keep saying like, oh my god, I'm so excited for you guys in this reading. I'm so happy for you. It just I'm so happy to see this blessing coming in, because I can feel your energy is so beautiful, so gentle, so sweet. And I know you guys don't deserve everything you've gone through, and I know that this is just so wonderful that this is happening. I love seeing like nice, kind-hearted people succeed. And what I'm hearing in my mind is the quote from Psalm 23, which is, "He prepareth a table before me in the presence of mine enemies." So I'll say it again, because it's like Old English, so it's kind of hard to understand. He prepareth a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, or he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So basically what the meaning is people who came against you and were negative to you are going to have to watch that. And I heard that in my mind, and I think it also relates to this public aspect. So you could be having some kind of public platform for many of you. And again, it's general reading, so it will depend on your, individual situation. But I think for all of you, what is indicated here is that the people that came against you are going to have to watch you succeed. And that's why, like in Psalm 23, I mean, they didn't have to do it like that. They didn't have to make it that savage. God could prepare you a table, in the corner of the room and everyone else is far away, or down the street, or across the block, or across the city. But he said in Psalm 23, he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And I'm hearing that so strongly for you guys, that the people that have come against you, the people that have treated you badly, are going to have to watch you succeed. They're going to have to watch this glow up, and it's going to drive them crazy, but they're not going to be able to affect you anymore. I do think for many of you, you've had some negative person around you that has like really gone out of their way to bring you down, but they're not going to have the power anymore. This is like a switch, an energy just flipped totally around. And this person who has had the power to bring you down, to be negative to you, to be nasty to you, it might be a narcissist. I'm kind of getting that vibe. They are not going to have the power anymore. They might try. They can do whatever the hell they've been doing, whether it's spreading rumors or being nasty to you or whatever, but they're not going to be able to affect you. You're going to have the power, and you are going to be like up on this pedestal and unreachable, and they're going to have to watch, as annoyed as they may be, and as much as you might not like to see them angry now, in the future, you're going to just laugh because they won't be able to affect you, and needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. So I just think whatever you guys have been trying to manifest, whatever you guys have been dreaming of happening, it is going to happen. And so you don't need to worry. We also got lily, spiritual love, and dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So again, this could have been, like I mentioned, that business that you guys tried to start, or a YouTube, or some kind of thing, like, I don't know what to call it, like a business kind of vibe, career or something like that you guys tried to start and then didn't work out. It's going to work out. It could be that. It could be something totally new coming in. But this is saying from the past. So it could be that, you tried to start a YouTube, or you tried to start an Instagram page, or some kind of business, and then you were like, oh, it's not working out, I'm going to abandon it. But it might be that you pick that back up and it just glows up, because the energy will be with you. You've been being tested, and that was what had to happen. That was all fated. That was all supposed to take place, because like I said, I don't know why, but all this Saturn negative energy just always happens with people who have really big success. It just always does. I mean, I look at astrology charts all the time because I like astrology and I've been studying it for years. So, it's interesting to me to see people's charts, so I read them a lot, and all I can say is all the people with the best success, the highest level, they all have Saturn super strong, and they all have hardship, like just hammered by negative stuff where you're like, oh my God, like why is this person being so mean to them? Like, what? This doesn't even make sense. This person didn't do anything to deserve it. You know, I always go back to, like, she's one that I think everyone knows, because I'm thinking of other celebrities, but everyone knows Taylor Swift. You know how she just had, like, Kanye West weirdly coming against her, and then the Scooter Braun thing, that didn't even make sense, that they, like, sold away her, they wouldn't let her buy it, but they sold it to Scooter Braun, who I guess bullied her, and all the bizarre stuff. It's like Taylor Swift never really did anything to anyone, you know what I mean? She's not, like, problematic, she's not, like, out there hurting people, but she just makes music, and she's randomly had all these, like, public attacks on her. And, you know, but she's, like, so successful, and probably the most successful female artist right now in the whole world. And it's like, that's just part of it. I don't know why. And I could give a million other examples, but she just is coming to mind. And so I wanted to say that, like, it's like, again, like, and she has prominent, like, Capricorn placements and stuff, and Saturn. So it's like, I don't know what it is, but you just have to go through these periods of testing, periods of people coming against you in order to come into the financial abundance. And I just feel like that is coming in so strong for you guys that I am so happy for you. I could really cry, because I love seeing good people have blessings on them. And you got heart, love, deep affection, and caring. I definitely think that is coming in super strong for you guys. A love, a relationship. I just feel like you guys have got it all going on. Like, everything that you could ever want, you guys are getting it. You know, it's like, I just feel like, yeah, you got it all. There's no aspect of your life that's kind of like a mess. So yeah, I am so excited for you guys. This is just such an amazing and beautiful reading. And I feel like you guys have been going through so much, but you are about to enter this period of blessing that you guys really do deserve. That might be the one thing I could say to you is, I feel like some of you guys are so sweet and so loving that sometimes you're like, oh, I don't deserve it. That person deserves it. Like, that person who has less than me or whatever. But the only thing I would say is work on knowing that when these blessings come, you do deserve them. Get yourself into that energy of knowing that you deserve it, because you do. I can feel the energy coming from you guys is so sweet, so positive, so loving. You guys deserve that. I know some of you haven't been treated that way. You might have been treated really badly and had a negative self-image put on you by people that resented you or were jealous of you or whatever, and made you doubt yourself, made you feel like, you know, maybe I'm a bad person or something like that. But you're not. You're a beautiful person. I can tell from the energy, and you deserve all the goodness coming in, and you are going to be with someone that really treasures you and values you. You're going to have the house, the family, the kids, the spouse, the money, everything. And it's for a reason, because you deserve it, you earned it, and everything coming your way is what you're supposed to have. So when it does come in, just be ready for it and welcome it with open arms, because again, know that you are a sweet light worker, and you are supposed to have a positive impact on the planet, and this is part of your reward for all the suffering you've gone through. So keep your chin up, you know, don't let it get you down, because you are really almost there, and things are changing, and you are coming into this spring. You've been in winter, and now it's spring for you guys. Everything's blossoming, everything is blooming, and you are that caterpillar emerging from its little cocoon into the beautiful butterfly in this beautiful new life. So guys, I am so excited, so happy for you guys. You guys deserve every bit of this. It is just so beautiful to see this energy coming in and to know what you guys have coming. I hope that gives you some reassurance. This is what Spirit is telling me. And just get ready for these blessings, because they're coming in hot. And I just am so excited to see how that manifests for each of you guys. So I really hope that helped. It gave you some uplifting news. It wasn't an uplifting news reading, but this is your future. So get ready. This is just so awesome, and it makes me so happy to pick up on. So I hope that helped you guys. Please subscribe if you liked this reading and like it. I do post these videos every few days, so if you'd like to see more, or if you have a reading idea, make sure you're subscribed or leave me a comment with the kind of reading you'd love to see. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for letting me tune into this really gorgeous energy that you guys have. Sending so much love to you guys. Bye. Hey pile 2, so you guys picked this purple colored grape, kind of like a deep burgundy kind of. I usually give a little spiel about like each of the piles, but I mean there's nothing, you know, all grapes are good. So yeah, I don't know what kind of wine, maybe that's red wine, but let's see what you guys have coming in 3 years. What does pile 2 have coming for them in 3 years time? What can they expect in 3 years time? What can pile 2 expect in 3 years time? What can pile 2 expect in 3 years time? One card at a time, please, Spirit. What can pile 3 expect in 3 years time? What can pile 3 expect in 3 years time? Okay, so that kind of fell and tumbled out, but it ended up upright, so... Pile 3 expect in 3 years time? What can pile 2 expect in 3 years time? Okay. So I feel like there's some kind of ending happening for you guys, first of all, that you guys have, I don't know, there's something in your life that is going to be at an end in 3 years time. So I don't know, obviously it's a general reading. I don't know what this is exactly, but it could be some kind of like career path you're on or business strategy, or some kind of hardship. I feel like what they're indicating to me is it is financial. There's some kind of thing that you've been working on financially that is not going to work out. They're also indicating some kind of deception going on. So it could be that someone in your life is not being honest with you about this career situation. It could be an oppressive person. It could be a male, powerful male figure. It could be that you have a difficult boss, or a difficult husband if you're married, or a difficult boyfriend. But they are indicating to me that this situation is going to come to an end. Let me see if I can get more piles. Yeah, they're telling me you need to change the situation, and they're telling me that you need to like get some rest. They're telling me you've been trying to fix it, you've been trying to manifest it into a better situation, but it's just a lot of fighting, a lot of lying, and it needs to end, and it will end. So they're wanting me to let you know that it's better for you to get your ducks lined up in a row now than when this all goes down. I wish this was a more positive reading. And it could be positive, because what I am getting, this was originally the last card I pulled, and I do get that the outcome for you is going to be positive in the end, that this is going to bring you into more financial abundance. I do feel like there's some figure here who is lying, causing conflict, oppressive. They are kind of powerful in some way. It could be, again, a boss, a male figure, or it could be a female figure, but it really is pointing to like a male figure who is more like, again, oppressive. I just keep hearing that. Like, I feel like they I don't know, they may be trying to hold you back or sabotage you or something, and I feel like that situation needs to end, and it is going to end. And maybe there's situations here that you've been like a little bit overlooking, or you haven't been as like careful with, like maybe you wouldn't like you would normally, if someone acted this way, be like, get them out of my life, no, they gotta go. But with this person, they're kind of tricking you somehow, or you're overlooking it a little bit. And so it's like that needs to change a little bit. I feel like you're going to get more guidance about this situation and about this person, and you are going to make changes to your life. You're going to have some psychic insights coming in, and you're going to be like, oh, okay, I need to do this way. They are indicating that to me, that you are going, so this could be like also like a spiritual awakening. We have the Hermit reverse, the Ace of Cups, we have the Four of Cups. So you guys could be going through a kind of spiritual awakening. I feel like this is a very positive reading, even though it may not seem that way at first. But someone in your life is a difficult person that's holding back your manifestation abilities. I feel like you guys have tried to smooth this situation over. Like you guys have tried to make it work, kind of, and it's like you just can't. There is something here that is just, this person doesn't want to make it work. This person has no interest in making it work. This person doesn't want things to be like a good vibe and everyone to get along and everyone to have it equal and everything to be copacetic. They like the fact that they're kind of screwing you over, tricking you somehow. Again, I don't know who this is, but this person doesn't have your best interest at heart. I feel like they get off on the idea of like screwing you over or lying to you. It's kind of like, like they think it's kind of funny, I guess, that you like have trusted them. And so they are doing stuff, I feel like, to prevent you to have the kind of money that you deserve. And I feel like there's going to be a period where you cut this off, and like you could cut it off earlier, and like if someone's coming to mind in this situation, it's definitely them. Or some kind of, it also could be a job that you're just unhappy at. I feel like this, whatever this is a kind of like conflict situation. It could be a job, it could be a friendship, it could be a partner, but it's dishonest energy, and it's an energy that sooner or later you're going to have to cut your losses. And I'm hearing that like it's going to be a loss for you in some way. You are going to have to take out some kind of like financial situation where maybe you thought you were going to get a certain amount of money and you don't, or you had put money in, or you had put a lot of work in and you don't get paid for it, or that kind of a thing. It's going to feel like your work was totally not worth it. Like whatever you were, like you put so much work, you put so much effort in, and it was all for nothing, kind of a thing. That's going to be the feeling. But actually this is rerouting you to a way more positive path. This is rerouting you to like a lot more abundance, and that's going to be how it ends up. I feel like you guys might be going through, or have to go through, a bit of a dark night of the soul, where it's like you have to like go through this hardship and you have to learn, but spiritually you're going to come out so much stronger. I feel like you already know if there's a situation in your life that's causing you conflict. You kind of already know what it is, and you know that you have to get out of it, but you're maybe not wanting to listen. You're kind of wanting to block it out. You're not wanting to acknowledge it. And so what Spirit is telling me is that, oh my God, exactly, deceit. So I'm not making this up, guys. I promise I don't script these. Like, I feel like sometimes people will think that that's why sometimes I shuffle on camera. I know I wasn't shuffling with that on camera, but trust me, this deck is shuffled and cleared. Yeah, so you guys got deceit. I mean, there is deceit happening, and I'm sorry to give you this when, you're, I'm sure, wanting not to hear this in a 3 years from now reading, but this is what Spirit is saying. So you also got Journey. I mean, I feel like, again, as negative as this may seem, this is positive, and we got the World again. Those are like the most positive, the World is like the most positive thing you could get. So this is going to be a positive outcome for you guys in the end. It's just that you're going to have to go through this person, whoever they are, whatever this is. It could be, again, a job, friend, spouse, but there is some deceitful energy. And again, I keep hearing this nasty, it's like nasty sounding, this nasty little laugh in my ear that's like this sick little, like, It's it's a gross sound. It sounds like, I don't know, like a serial killer or someone's laugh. Like, it's sick. It's not a pause. Like, this person is sadistic. And I feel like you're not fully aware. I feel like maybe you are looking on the bright side with this person a little bit. You are a positive person and you want to make the best of it. But this person doesn't have your best interest in mind. And actually, the more you try to make the best of it and the more you try to like get along, the more time you're wasting. The earlier you can get out of this, the better, because you can just cut your losses early and make your new move. Because I feel like maybe there's someone in your life that you might be afraid of their, and we got walking away. Yep. That's kind of what you need to do, to be honest. I feel like for some of you, you might be afraid of this person. Like, maybe they have some kind of leverage over you in some way. Like, I don't know what it is. Some kind of, sometimes it's like, if it's a partner, maybe you sent them a nude photo and you are terrified that they would leak that if you left. Or, you sent them like texts and you'd be embarrassed if those texts got leaked. Maybe you went off on them and you were like, you're a piece of garbage, and you're afraid of what your friends or your family would think if they showed them around. And they're the kind of person who was very like calculated, and you're just like, I can't leave them because if I do, they're gonna tell everyone XYZ, and that they're kind of manipulative, but you're trying to stay on the good side. But what I'm hearing is all this stuff is going to come crashing down sooner or later anyway, and it's supposed to. So don't worry about it. You're going to be protected when that happens. And so don't let it hold you back, because it's like the sooner you do it, the better. The more you try to appease this person, you're never actually going to get to appease them, and they're just going to get more material on you. And they're very calculating. Like, I do feel like they are the kind of person who would save every text message, or like bait you into an argument and then secretly record you and like save it on their phone. Like, they are sneaky, or you send them like a nude photo on like Snapchat or something that's supposed to delete, and they screenshot it sneakily without you knowing. They take like another photo of their phone or something. You know what I mean? Like, they are sneaky, and I do think that you have to be careful. And so it's like, the more you spend time with them, you're never going to appease them, because they don't actually want things to be appeased. They don't want things to get along. They don't want things to be positive. They have a lot of resentment towards you is what I'm getting. They have a lot of bad intentions towards you. So this person is going to try to screw you over somehow sooner or later. And it's just a matter of time. The more time you spend with them, the more material they will have on you. But if you're stuck with this person, again, I feel like you guys are protected. Like, you're being watched over by an angel is what I'm hearing. And so you don't need to, like, if you're stuck and you're like, this is like my husband and I have no way of leaving, or this is my boss and I can't financially walk away from this situation right now, that, what I'm hearing from them is this, I just lost my train of thought, that you are being, what was I saying? Sorry. Let me just change topics, because I got so distracted by this bunch of angel cards, because I was just telling you guys that you guys have angels watching over you, and I'm super tired, so I'm sorry if I often do my best readings though when I'm like a little tired, just a little, so that you're still coherent, but it kind of takes away like some of the like mental blocks, because you're just, I don't know, you're more open for some reason. But yeah, so you guys got Angel of Strength, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and Angel of Balance. So again, I literally said you have angels watching over you, and all three came out, and I promise I don't script these. So you guys do have so much strength watching over you. You could talk directly to Archangel Uriel if you would like to. He is indicated here, or that might be a girl, I can't remember, but you don't worry about like, oh my god, if I can't get out now, or I have to get out in a certain way. I feel like it's gonna go down either way, you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be losses. It's kind of like you're gonna get bruised up, not literally, because that would be horrible, and if you're being abused physically, like, or in any way, I would urge anyone to get like help from a domestic violence shelter or whatever. But I'm hearing that like you're going to be okay in the end, you know, and you might get a little dirty in the process. You might get a little kind of like mud smeared on you, not literally, but like metaphorically, you know. And maybe people will hear stuff about you, but it's like you are going to triumph in the end. This is going to be a blessing. This person has kind of glommed onto you because you are such a bright light, and they may be using you as a way to like publicly present a certain image to others of like, look, I'm not so bad. I have this person around me. You know, again, this could be a friend, boss, spouse, but this person definitely is very calculated about keeping you around because of how it benefits them. And they're also very calculated about doing things behind the scenes that you're not aware of. I wouldn't be surprised if they're already talking bad about you behind your back. Like you might interact with someone and you're like, and they're like, oh, so how's it going? I heard you're going through a really hard time. And you're like, how do you know? Or like, well, I mean, it's kind of hard, but it's not that bad. And they give you like these weird looks, weird vibes, you know, kind of a thing. Or like, well, I heard you got demoted at work or something. And you're like, why does this person know? Or that didn't even happen? Like, what the heck? It's because this person is talking bad about you anyway. They're already spreading rumors. They're already doing nasty stuff to you. So like, again, you already have been through it a little bit. You don't need to be afraid because whatever this person does with your angels and everything, you're gonna be okay. And I think people, like the truth always wins out in the end. Even if some people believe whatever this person is gonna say, know that they will never fully be able to convince the people that actually matter. And you are supposed to be like cutting cords to certain people that may not have your best interest in heart, and that could be this oppressive person, but it could also be like just random people that maybe you think are your friend but really aren't, because anyone who would believe like a vicious nasty rumor about you that isn't true is not really your friend. I've had people try to spread rumors about me, and it's funny because in the end, like the people that they talk to would come to me and be like, do you know what this person was saying? And I was like, what? They said what? And it's funny because like no one believed it. And the person who spread the rumors ended up looking really bad. A few people did believe it, but those people, like, I don't really care, you know? Most people didn't believe it. The people that knew me didn't believe it and would actually come to me and tell me and be like, I can't believe this person said that, you know? And it's funny because you might think in your mind that, oh my God, I can't believe they're saying this stuff. But probably a lot of people already know that this person's deceitful, that they're dishonest, that they are not a good person, that they don't have a good vibe. And when they go around spreading the rumors, they're gonna be like, yeah. It's kind of like, you know, when a celebrity gets canceled or something, a lot of times people are like, I always had a bad vibe about that person. Like, everyone is like, we kind of knew, even if you didn't know the specifics, like you didn't know exactly what the person was up to, it's like they gave you a bad feeling, or you just felt like, I don't think they seem like a nice person. And that's kind of like, I feel like what is going to happen here, that this person may try to spread rumors, but people will be able to see what they're doing. And they won't be taken in by it. So I feel like that's something that you guys might be worrying about, and I'm hearing that you shouldn't worry. And we do have man holding a heart, so there could be a new romance that wants to come in for you guys. Throne, position of authority. So I do feel like, again, this person has some kind of authority over you. Again, I'm getting spouse, friend, I keep saying it, boss, but it's just like, I feel like there is some kind of a power difference. Let me pick up these cards. I feel like there is some kind of a power difference for you, where this person is somehow able to kind of, you know, pull strings, or there's some kind of power that they have where you guys are like on uneven footing. You know, maybe they control finances, or they kind of run the friend group that you're in, or something, but they are somehow in an elevated position, and I'm hearing that's by design. They like to be in charge, they like to be in control, because they're very insecure on the inside. They're very negative on the inside, and they're afraid and terrified that if they don't have this kind of power control over you, that you would leave and no one would be around them. And they're probably right, because they seem like a really bad person. We also got dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. What else? So we got basket, recognition, reward for merit, dogs, getting together with friends, and horseshoe, good luck. I do feel like, again, I feel like you guys have more friends than you realize, more people that see this situation for what it is. And when you get out of this situation, a lot of people are going to totally know what went on, and they are not going to maybe take this person's side in the way you are imagining. I feel like you have more support than you know. And once you get out of this situation, I'm hearing that you are going to come into a period of like blessings and a period of more fun, a period of like literally like party time. Like I'm seeing, and we got booed, and I'm seeing someone at like a honky tonk bar kind of a thing. If you guys have that, I mean, that's probably an American Southern term, but it's like, I spent a little time in the American South, and it's like you can go to these bars, and you know, the guys are in cowboy boots and they're playing like country music, and there's like a jukebox. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. Girls in like Daisy Dukes and like wife beaters, and like, I feel like it's just gonna be like a party. Like, it's gonna be fun. I feel like this person's been holding you back and putting a lot of stress on you, or this situation has. It could also be a job, but I feel like when you come out, it's gonna be like, wow, okay, I'm free, and you're gonna be surprised. I feel like this person has been holding you back like a lot. Like you don't even realize how much. You might have like be like, yeah, I think they are, but like you're not fully aware of how much better your life is going to be. I feel like Spirit is actively wanting you to end this connection, and so when you do, they're going to reward you by like making your life extra fun at the moment. Like, it's gonna be like a little bit of a party time. It's gonna be like, okay, time to go out with friends, time to have more of just like a fun era, because you guys have been in this serious mode. I feel like you're always trying to prove yourself to this person. You're always trying to like prove that you're good enough, and that, you know, whatever this person says to you, like, I feel like they say they put negative things on you, they say negative things to you, and so you always feel like you kind of have to like prove to them like, no, I am good, I'm not bad. And you know, it's just such a waste of your time. You're so much more valuable than that, and there is really no need to prove anything to this person. So it's like, don't worry. And we got come to the edge, which is all about, you know, going through those hard times in life and going and not being afraid of it. And I just feel like this, again, any losses you will suffer from this ending are going to be totally and completely worth it. We got not for you, and we also got soulmates. So yeah, this situation that you're in right now is not for you. And I am feeling like maybe you are gonna have a romance coming in, because we did get, you know, a bunch of cards about that. So like, I feel like this could be a new relationship that wants to come in. This person has to exit your life, and then you are going to have this room and this space for this new person. I really am getting like, we got exchanging gifts. I feel like you're gonna get gifts from the universe once you end this, because they're like, you know how you have like a friend and you like hate their boyfriend or something? Like, I've had friends, and they know my friends know I'm psychic, and so I have had friends tell me, like, don't tell me what you think about my boyfriend. I don't want to hear it. Because it's like they know in the back of their mind that I'm going to say bad stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I won't say a thing. All right, like, I'm fine, and I'll make that contract, because, you know, that's like ethical to not use your gifts in a way if someone doesn't want it. So I'll be like, okay, and I'll listen to them talk about their boyfriend that I know is a jerk, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But they know I'm the first one they call when the breakup happens, and they'll be like, bring over the bottle of wine, and I'm like, I got it, girl. I got the wine, I got the glasses, let's go. And you're so pumped when they finally call you and they finally are like, I'm broken up, that you're like, let's go out, or let's do this. Like, you bring over the wine, you get ready to kind of have fun, because you're so excited for them that they cut that out of their life. life. And I feel like that's like spirit with you guys. Spirit is like that friend you have that's like rooting for you guys to break up and just waiting by the phone like, come on, end it, because they just know you can do so much better and they know that you deserve so much better. And so once you come in, they're going to be there with the bottle of wine, not, metaphorically speaking, like they have blessings that they are going to bestow on you once this thing ends. And I do feel like love is one of them. We did get higher power, and I'm getting that really strongly, that there are angels watching over this situation, and you don't need to be afraid of whatever this person will do, because this old relationship that needs to exit out of your life, they're gonna make it like so that this person can't touch you, they can't hurt you in the way you're afraid of, they can't damage you. I feel like you really feel at times trapped by this person, or like you're just linked to them forever, but I'm hearing that you're not. And once you make that decision to extricate yourself, Spirit is going to really make it easy. They're going to kind of put you, I always make the metaphor of it's like being on the escalator. When you go to the airport and you can like walk to your thing, and then there's like stretches of the airport that just have like a walking escalator. And sometimes I've tried to like, I'm just going to take the regular walk, and there'll be some person moving super slow next to you, but like somehow going faster than you, like they're not moving, or they're walking slowly, and yet they are going like at like 3 times the speed that you are walking at your full speed. And that's like my metaphor that I get when like Spirit's really going to help you, because it's like whatever you're trying to manifest or bring into your life, I do feel like, again, this is a romantic energy that wants to come in. That is going to be made possible once this connection exits, because it's not good for you, and Spirit doesn't want to bless you with this person's in your life. I'm actually hearing from them that if they blessed you while this person was in your life, that this person could cause even more damage, and they would have even more reason to stay with you. Like I feel like once this person this person is very schemy. They are really a schemer, and I feel like if they knew all the blessings that you were going to have brought in, they would stay with you even more. They'd be lying even more. They'd be on their best behavior. You know what I mean? And what Spirit wants is for them to like show themselves, to be on their worst behavior, so that they can exit and this new beautiful energy can come in. And so I do think that this is an energy of a romantic situation. And for some of you guys, this person might not be like oppressive, evil. It might just be like an old relationship that needs to exit, needs to leave, and so needs to be shown the door. And so this new energy, this new romance can come in and give you so many blessings. I feel like that you kind of need to exit, but maybe you've been going back and forth. But I think in the coming time, you are going to get that psychic just knowing, where you're like, I have no doubt, I know I need to leave, and you're not going to be going back and forth. You're not going to be unsure. You're going to be full of clarity, and you're going to know that this is what you're supposed to do. And I think that's going to be the turning point, when everything starts shifting and the good luck energy starts coming into your life. I feel like you've also been really tired and exhausted in this period. And so just know that, once this person is exited out, you're kind of going to finally be able to catch up on sleep. You're going to have a lot more blessings coming in. You're not going to have to be worried all the time. And you're going to start having this new, beautiful, like exciting energy, because I do feel like this new romance is exciting. I'm feeling like it's not like one of those calm soulmate situations where it's like, just like we're going to go, drive to a quiet restaurant and eat quietly and, kiss. It's going to be like fiery and fun, and there's going to be like, a little bit of wildness, and I feel like you'll like that. Like I feel like you need that. It's going to be like your fire back. You're going to be like, oh my God, am I in a movie? This is so much fun. This is so exciting. This is so like, yeah, I'm seeing like exciting scenes from a movie, from like Rebel Without a Cause or whatever, where it's like they're going to like, the reservoir. I don't know if this is from that movie. I saw that movie when I was like 10, and I don't remember everything, but I'm seeing, I think they were in like a pool or something, and it's like they're out late at night, and they're kind of, and I feel like that's the vibe. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're exploring together, you're kind of pushing back against the rules a little bit, but it's all very good. It's all very positive. I feel like this person bent the rules a lot, but not in a positive way, more in a, like nasty Machiavellian way. So when this comes in, it's just going to be so fun, so positive, and you're going to be just so overjoyed to have this new energy around you and get rid of the negativity and the stuff that's been holding you back. And then I think your manifestation abilities are going to really pick up, and you're just going to have this amazing new life that's just so full of joy and all the excitement and, you know, love and happiness that you deserve. And, you know, because I feel like this person who is being so deceitful, they know what a gem you are. They're just not willing to treat you right, but they know deep down how special you are. And I feel like they are trying to convince you you're not special because they are so insecure. And I feel like this new person, when they come in, they are really going to make you realize, I mean, look at this guy. He's really cute. Like, he's really hot. And I feel like when he comes in, he's going to make you realize what a gem you are, but he realizes it in a positive way, not in a way of like, I'm going to make her insecure about herself. I'm going to make her doubt herself or whatever. This is, and it could be a girl, you know, but it's someone who is kind of sexy, confident with themselves, very like, they want you to be in a positive place. They're not insecure and needing for you to feel bad about yourself in order to be with them. They want you to be like glowed up and feeling yourself and like, you know, feeling sexy. And I feel like they're going to do a lot to bring you into that mindset, into that mood. They're going to have that vibe around you of like excitement and fun and, you know, again, it's like a teenage love feeling that I'm getting. So I'm really excited for that to come into your lives. I just think we need to clear out some of this old energy and get this nasty little energy out of here, because you definitely deserve better than this deceitful, lying person. Again, whether it's romance, whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, I just think you're gonna clear out, you know, and that's something that also happens. Like for me, I had to clear out old friendships. When I started leveling up, I had to clear out so many friendships. I mean, so many. And, you know, it's definitely hard, but like, I'm so glad I did, because I realized those friendships weren't really real. A lot of times people have weird intentions, or sometimes they have jealousy issues. I mean, people have a whole plethora of issues, or they're just not on your energetic frequency level that you're trying to achieve. And so I feel like whatever this is, this stuff is going to get cleared out. It's going to get removed. You're going to come into this new cycle of positivity, leveling up, joy. And that's really what wants to come in, is joy, happiness, a fun vibe. I just get that fun energy for you. And I just feel like it's really exciting. And I'm really happy for you guys to experience this and make these changes, because I do think they have been a long time coming, but you know they're going to happen right in time, and Spirit is watching over this, and so the timing is going to be perfect. So I really hope that helped you guys. If it resonated, please leave it in the comments, and please make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos, because I do post them every few days. So if you want to see more, subscribe, and leave in the comments if there's a certain idea you have for a particular question for one of these readings. I do source from the comments, and I have a few that I need to get to, but you know, I'm always interested in hearing what you guys want to see and if there's a certain topic on your mind. So I really hope that helped you guys. Sending you guys so much love and light and appreciation and joy. I'm excited for this new beginning for you guys. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, so if you guys picked this green grape pile, this is going to be your reading. I think those go into making like white wines, I think. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into what is going to happen for you in 3 years' time. What is going to happen to pile 3 in 3 years' time? One card at a time, please, Spirit. One card at a time. Okay, so we got the Hierophant, we got the 7 of Swords, Queen of Cups, we got the 8 of Wands reversed. Okay, we got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, we got the Ten of Cups. What is going to happen to pile 3? Ace of Pentacles. The Moon reversed. The 5 of Wands. The 6 of Pentacles. And the Emperor. Okay, so this is interesting. So I keep getting like, I mean, I feel like this reading has a lot to do with like your work or school situation. I feel like many of you might be going back to school or trying to work in more of like a traditional field. It might be something that you have to go to school for, like, you know, like law or working with, you know, even like hair or something, but something like you need like a degree. And so let me pull more because that's just what I'm getting from Spirit. Okay, so we got so I feel like, yeah, this is kind of a building period for you guys. Like you guys are learning a lot. You guys are learning a lot, and it's preparing you and lining you up to go after the money, but I feel like that's going to come later. Like I feel like these next 3 years are going to be building. It's almost like you have to fit into a certain subset to get to the money. So it could be like, again, I keep getting going back to school, or it could be like getting a job where you're kind of working through a traditional structure. You know what I mean? Like not being like an entrepreneur, but like working inside a corporation or working for someone else, or it's just more of a traditional path. And I'm hearing that this is what you're gonna have to do in order to get to the King of Pentacles, Empress level, which is what you want to be at. And I'm feeling like that is possible for you guys, that there's a lot of money and financial security that wants to come in, but it's just that you guys have to go through this like building period in order to reach that goal. So this isn't necessarily going to be the period where you're actually having to get that money. It's more like this is part of the process. You know what I mean? This is like one of the steps you have to take to get there. And I do think it's going to be somewhat difficult. Like it's not going to be just like smooth sailing, but I feel like it's what you need to do to get to the finances at the end. You know, I feel like once you go through this period of testing, that it is going to be lining you up for financial security for life. It's just that you have to be like, you have to check off certain things. You know what I mean? It's like you have to like get the degree or get the certification or be at the company and progress through like a traditional, you know what I mean, like get the approval from like the boss and the manager, and like, you know, it's like the kind of career path where it's like, it's not like you're just gonna become an overnight sensation of like YouTube or something very untraditional. It's more along the lines of like you start working, and this is like a low level example, but like you start working at McDonald's as like a fry cook, and then you move up to like assistant manager, and then or maybe you move up first to like working in the very front and taking orders. I don't know the structure, but and then you move up to assistant manager, and then you move up to manager, and then regional manager, and then this, and then that, and there's a very much a hierarchy that you're going to be like working within. So I feel like if that applies to something you have been wanting to do, like maybe you wanted to be a hairstylist or a lawyer or something where you need to fit in with a certain like path. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not a job where you're going to be, I mean, it could be like an entrepreneur, but even then it would be within the bounds of like, okay, I'm selling you're not going to be selling in a totally untraditional way. I feel like you would be opening a business, and it's more along the lines of more of an expected path, you know, like nothing crazy, nothing like overnight sensation. But I do feel like this is lining you up for more like financial security is what I keep getting. Like this is going to be financially secure in the end. But it's just that right now, this period that you're going through might not be the most abundant in the moment, because again, this is a period of learning, this is a period of growth, this is a period of education. This is not the time to be like having the feast as the king. This is like working your way up one step at a time and following the process. So what is coming in for pile 3? What is coming in for pile 3 in the next 3 years? What is coming in for pile 3 in the next 3 years? What will pile 3's life be like in 3 years' time? All tied up. Door to personal healing and happiness. Love that. That is such a pretty card too. 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. 1st chakra, Archangel Michael. Storm warning. So yeah, this is a period, I think, of very much learning for you guys and learning how to thrive in this situation. I do feel like there is a happy outcome on the other side, but you need to go through some of the, like, look, I keep getting education, learning and stuff, and at first I thought that meant you guys were going back to school, but now I don't necessarily know if that's traditional learning like in school, or it's more like you're learning kind of some hard lessons in life. So we also got financial constraints, we got storm warning, and we got walking away and indecision. So I do think for you guys, what is coming in is a little bit of financial hardship or difficulty, but I do see it as being temporary. I mean, the final cards we got were the King of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Page of Swords reversed. But I do think ultimately what this ends up in is more of a financial blessing at the end. I just feel like the next period is like a deep learning intensive time when you guys have to go through maybe a little bit of difficulty, but it's preparing you, you know what I mean? And I think that this is so important. Door to personal healing and happiness. First of all, such a pretty card. But it really is about, you know, this is the process that you have to go through. I'm getting a flashback to like a few years ago when I remember I made the decision and I committed on my spiritual path, and I remember I was just so unhappy with certain dynamics in my life, and I asked God, and I was like, you know, I'll do whatever it takes to fix this, and I'll do whatever it takes to kind of get into a healthier, happier vibe than I was in. And little did I know, I always joke with my spirit guides because they're kind of funny about like, I did not know what I was getting into at that time, because I don't know if I would have said whatever it takes in retrospect, because it definitely was a very difficult period. Especially for a few years where it just felt like everything in my life was falling apart. And now I've come out on the other side, and I'm so happy that I went through that stuff. Like, I am so happy. I could not be more overjoyed. But there was definitely a period where I was like, did I just like completely screw up my life when I asked God that? Because I remember exactly where I was, and I remember saying it, and I remember feeling like it kind of clicked into place, like, okay, you're gonna be on this path now. And I was like, oh my God, like, you know, a few years in, once everything had fallen apart and before I started seeing the plan of where it was gonna come back together, I was definitely like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I destroyed everything for no reason. And now I'm like, oh, that was the best decision I ever made. But it was a hard few years, you know. And so I feel like you guys are on this path to becoming, you know, so powerful. And there's also this energy of psychic learning, psychic wisdom. Maybe you guys are trying to develop like psychic talents, or work on your manifestation, or work on, you know, more of that, like aligning yourself into a positive energy. And if you are, that's coming through really strong. I feel like this is a period of spiritual growth for you guys. It's almost like I'm feeling like and at the beginning I was like, I kept getting like college, and I know like the demographics of like the people who watch my channel, and it's like mostly women in their like 20s and 30s, which is totally awesome. And I was just like, you know, like, I don't get the vibe of like a bunch of like 17-year-olds watching this and like gonna be going to college, so why do I keep seeing college? But now it's making sense, because I feel like you guys are going to like spiritual college. Like, you guys are just gonna have those lessons, you guys are gonna level up. And it's funny because, you know, I kept talking about there's gonna be a hierarchy and you're gonna have to be promoted. And what's so funny, and this just came to my mind, is part of the spiritual process is you're actually leveling up. And I remember when I went to a psychic and she told me, she was like, oh, you leveled up. And I was like, what does that mean? I leveled up? And she was like, yeah, what they're telling me. And apparently what goes down is like your guides will have a meeting with, you know, spirit and with like all the angels and stuff, and it's a very serious thing, and they will decide like, okay, it's time to promote them to the next level. And you might think that's going to be a party, but trust me, it's like leveling up in a video game, and it gets like harder in some ways, and there's benefits. But anyway, it's very kind of surprisingly hierarchical in the sense of like when you advance, it's like you have to be approved, you have to go through these certain tests, and then you get the kind of clearance of like, okay, time to move on. And I feel like that's the process that you guys are entering into, is you're gonna start leveling up, you're gonna start moving through like freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and then you're eventually gonna graduate. And I feel like that's when the abundance is going to really come in. I just feel like this period is definitely a period of growth for you guys. It may have already started for a lot of you, where you're like, wait, why have, you know, maybe friendships that you had that you were kind of like okay with, and it was like, you know, like, this person isn't my favorite person of all time, but I don't mind hanging out with them. And suddenly you go around them and you're like, ugh, their energy is just, ugh. That is such a marker that you are leveling up spiritually. Like, I used to hang out with so many people that now I can't stand to be around for like an hour, and I'll get like literal physical symptoms of like headaches, extreme tiredness, fatigue. Like, I'll just feel awful, physically, not just spiritually, but physically. I will feel so awful if I hang out with some of my old friends that I knew were like a little dysfunctional, but I was like, it's not really a big deal, who cares, they're my friend and whatever. And now it's like my energy has become so much more purified that it's very hard for me to be around them. And a lot of people who go through spiritual upgrades have talked about that. Like, it's kind of difficult in some ways because, you know, maybe those relationships meant a lot to you, but then it's like, you know, you learn like, well, actually I kind of always knew that person was a little, you know, shady, or maybe a little immature, or they would get mad about small things, and what you were okay with before suddenly becomes so unpalatable because your energy is just on a higher kind of plane. Not to sound snobbish, but it's just how it is, you know? And so when I was pulling these cards, I also got like a bunch of angel cards, and I kind of put a couple of them back because I was just like, why am I like, okay, we already got 2 angels, but what I'm hearing is we were getting so many angel cards because the angels are looking over this spiritual ascension process for you. They are watching over it, and they are going to be like walking with you hand in hand. So they are going to be personally like monitoring this situation. You have Archangel Michael, who is so powerful, and Archangel Raphael, who is so powerful. And Archangel Michael is really all about protection. So you guys have so much protection over you, and Raphael is all about healing. There might be a lot of people that go on these spiritual things, they have like, you know, some kind of trauma in their past, whether it's from family or just, it doesn't even have to be like a huge situation, but we all have had, you know, dysfunctional parent situations. Like, you know, no parent is perfect. I mean, some people have like amazing parents, but a lot of us have had parents that, you know, didn't have the best upbringing themselves, or had dysfunctional patterns or ancestral pain, ancestral trauma, and they kind of pass it on. And so having Archangel Raphael here to heal that is just so powerful and amazing. And I feel like this is going to heal so many things in like your whole family line. Like now, so also what's coming through is children. And so we got multiple cards that have to do with that. So I feel like you guys I was like, I'm not really getting the vibe of actual children coming in the next 3 years. It could be. I mean, it definitely could be, because again, we got more than one card with that. So, but what I'm why I'm thinking that came up now is because I feel like the work you're doing now, what I'm hearing is it's going to benefit future generations. You're going to break these ancestral traumas and these ancestral bonds with the work you're doing. It's so important, actually. What I'm hearing is like, it's so important. And it's like you are like CEO of this. Like, you may not feel that way, and maybe, you know, sometimes going through these spiritual growth processes, it means you'll get disrespected. It means people will come against you. It means that you have this temporary, like, not suffering, but kind of temporary hardship. And so it doesn't feel like you're the CEO of anything. It feels like you're like the little servant person. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you're the lowest on the totem pole, and why am I being treated so badly? But actually, you are, in a way, like you are so powerful because you're breaking this ancestral stuff. So many of us do have ancestral trauma or even curses and stuff, like, and we can repeat the same patterns of dysfunction that our parents had, and their parents gave them, and their parents gave them, and their parents. And to be the one who breaks that chain and who switches it off and says, no more poverty, no more dysfunction, no more cruelty, no more whatever, fill in the blank, whatever it is for your situation. That is such a powerful thing. That is like so, I mean, it can't get more powerful. And then to bring in new generations that suddenly go from having like a poverty mindset, or from having a dysfunctional mindset, or for, you know, having like, you know, narcissism passed down or something like that. And you are the one who breaks that and brings in this beautiful new generation that's like free of that, is just the most beautiful thing ever. It's so powerful. And I feel like this is the work that you're doing is going to change that, and really bring in that new energy, and like bring in more of a wealth energy too for the generations, and make yourself into someone that it does have that like spiritual power and also financial power, and so that you don't have to you know, your kids or whoever don't have to grow up in like a poverty mindset or having to worry about certain things like financially. I feel like you guys are going to, the work you're doing now, as difficult as it may be, is aligning you up for your life and for your future generations to have not to worry about the same things you grew up having to worry about. So whatever that means for your family in particular, that's what you're working on healing. Let me get some more cards. Ooh, some flew right out. So we got whale, great worry over nothing, and hills, obstacles to overcome. What is going to be happening for pile 3 in 3 years? Okay, so we got broom, new home, new attitude, and parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Dog, far away, a distant friend is thinking of you. So I feel like you are cleaning up, like that's kind of what I'm getting from broom, like you're cleaning up all this kind of detritus in your life, like all this mess that I feel like you didn't necessarily cause, but you still have to be the one to fix it, you know, and it's like you are fixing some of the patterns of dysfunction that you've been living in your life. And so like that's a blessing. That is such a blessing. Even though it's difficult, it's kind of like when you're cleaning your house and maybe you let your house get a little dirty, you know, and then it's like, you're like, okay, it's time to organize it. And that's like the worst part, when you're like looking around and you're like, oh, I need to do the laundry, and I need to mop the floors, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. But by the time you're finished, you're like, yes, it's the best feeling, and everything's pure and beautiful. And I feel like that's what you're going to be doing. This is a period of you clearing out some of the negativity so that you can bring in abundance, which is something I'm really getting, is abundance wants to come in for you. We also got chair, empty, someone is leaving your life. So again, this is something I see with a lot of people who are going through spiritual ascension, is people will leave their lives. The dysfunctional people that didn't have their best interests at heart will start, you know, just exiting, just like kind of quietly exiting. And you might be hurt a little bit about that at first, but you know that everything is gonna be okay. I feel like parrot, someone's talking about you behind your back. Know that, like, what I'm hearing is there are going to be people that try to talk about you or don't have your best intentions at heart, but those people, like, it's like you're going to be protected, and they are just going to be like, I'm seeing them being like escorted out of your life. You know how sometimes you'll have a blow up and the person will leave and they'll be like completely ruining things, talking about behind your back, and everyone hears it and everyone's like, oh my God, like that's awful. Oh wow, I didn't know they were like that. But I feel like even though this person may try it, they are going to not be allowed to succeed. So if they try to gossip about you, if they try to spread rumors, Spirit, because you have so many angels surrounding you and Spirit is so excited for you to carry out this process that they will block people from like believing it. So people might hear the gossip or the lies and they'll be like, huh, like, okay. I had that happen to me like so many times. People have talked about me behind my back. Especially the people that like I kind of tamped down the friendship with, and then I heard from like other friends, and it's funny how many people would tell me about it, and they'd come to me and they'd be like, did you know like she was saying this about you? Like, so it's funny because you think, oh, everyone's gonna believe it, but actually people would come to me and be like, you know, you should know this person's saying that. And yeah, like I always knew I had a bad vibe about them, and just kind of stay away from them, you know what I mean? I feel like so much of the time when we hear someone's going to come against us or someone's going to spread rumors, we panic and we're like, oh my God, that's going to be the worst thing in the world. Like, everyone's going to believe them. Everyone's going to think X, Y, Z. But a lot of times people will see through it, and the wrong people will remove themselves from your life and the good people will stay. And so I feel like Spirit is watching over this, protecting you. And so they're going to like make sure that if a rumor is spread about you, that the person hearing it has like a doubt in their mind of like, well, that just doesn't seem to really fit the person I know. Like, why is this person saying this? I mean, and it's almost going to backfire and boomerang, because I do think you're being protected, but you are going to have people like removed from your life and kind of cleared out. And I feel like the loyal people are going to stay, the bad people are going to leave, but you are protected. We did get whale, great worry over nothing. So you don't need to like stay up. Like, your angels have got this, and they are protecting you. They're so happy about this growth you're going through that they are going to like put these walls around you and make sure that no one can hurt you, even if they try. So we also got chaos and conflict. I do think, you know, that's what they're talking about, is like there is a part of this situation where you are going to have people come against you, but that's part of like the spiritual ascension process, and you don't need to worry or be nervous about it, because just know that you are being watched over by a higher power. So the conflict that does come into your life, I feel like you are going to be hurt by some of it. Like, I do think you guys are going to be upset, and there is going to be this period of like, oh my God, I can't believe this person betrayed me. I really trusted them, or why is this happening to me, or whatever. But know that all this stuff is divinely appointed, and any pain is temporary. You know, it's kind of like you have to, like, if you work out really hard, your muscles are going to burn the next day, you know? But you need to, like, if you do a bunch of squats, if you do like 100 squats, you know, you are going to feel it in your thighs the next day for sure. But that's part of the process of growing the muscle. That's part of the process of getting better. And so I feel like the pain that happens is necessary, but you don't need to worry about, like, this isn't, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, your thighs might be absolutely on fire if you do 100 squats and you haven't worked out in like forever. Your thighs are probably going to hurt a lot, like shooting pains the next day when you get up and try to move around, but you're not actually being hurt. You know what I mean? It's actually a benefit. It just doesn't really feel that way. In the moment, it feels like, oh my God, my thighs. And if you didn't know what was going on, you might be like panicked, like something horrible happened to my legs. They're in horrible pain. I need to go to an ER. But because we know that's what happens to the muscles, we can kind of relax. And that's what they want you to do, is know that like this pain you might feel in the moment is temporary. The people being removed from your life, like, again, I keep seeing someone being escorted out by like a bouncer. You know, I'm seeing like an image of like a movie theater and like an usher coming in and being like, excuse me, miss, you need to, sorry, you don't have a ticket or something. And like just taking them out the back. Very peaceful, you know, like no drama, just like, come with me, you're not allowed to be here anymore. And the person's just like, oh, okay. And they don't put up a fight. They don't throw their popcorn or anything. They're just like, well, fine. And they just kind of leave. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like Spirit is going to make so that, I feel like if you ask someone to leave the movie theater normally and you weren't the usher, they might put up a fight. They might be like, how dare you? I'm staying here. There's nothing you can do. But when they see that usher come in, or when they see that bouncer come in, they're like, oh, this is serious, and I'm not going to fight this person because this is their job. They have the authority to do that. And that's kind of like what is going on with these angels. I feel like your angels are going to come in and just kind of pluck people out of your life and show you the light about them. And then they're just going to kind of be removed from your life, like easily, I actually look back at some of the relationships I had that like ended during my period of spiritual ascension, and I'm actually shocked that some of them ended so peacefully, because they were relationships that I really would have thought that like we were so close that if anything ended, it would have had to be so dramatic, and that it would just be like I had like images in my mind of like, oh my God, it would be so traumatic, or it would be so dramatic, and it would be this huge like fireball in my life in order to get them out. But instead it was just like a small thing happened and the person never called me again, and I never called them, and you know what I mean? And it was so easy. And I look back now like, damn, that's so weird that it ended that way because we were so close. But that's what I'm talking about, is like, that's what happens when Spirit's involved. Like, they kind of protected me from blowouts that I thought would happen, so that, the people that I thought if they ever left, it would be catastrophic somehow because we were that close or whatever, just it ended up being so peaceful. And I feel like that is what's going to happen to you. That's just Spirit escorting people, like, okay, you got to go now. Here's the door. And so, don't be afraid of those relationships ending. And that's where we also got time to go. Like, some people just need to leave your life. And again, I do see some pain on your end where you're going to be like, oh my God, why is this happening? But know that it's all divinely appointed. Know that it's all supposed to be what's taking place. And just be calm about it. I do feel like we got observer and we got blessed. I do feel like what I'm also hearing from Spirit right now is that, in a way, like, this isn't up to you anymore. I know that may sound really harsh or negative, but it's actually a positive thing. I'm hearing this is not up to you anymore. You're already on this path. Even if you're like, no, I don't really want this. Like, this doesn't sound great. And I get it, because, yeah, I mean, these periods of growth are always difficult. But, again, like, you've been divinely chosen for this. This is actually a real gift. Again, so many people, they have so much like trauma, dysfunction in their lives. I mean, I look back at like people I know who are like older, and they have said to me, because people kind of overshare with me because I'm like a psychic intuitive and a Pisces, and people feel safe. So I have had older people tell me about like all their pain, and like, I just don't know why this went so wrong in my life. And it's like, you can feel this anguish coming from them. And I think that would be so hard to be like, it's one thing to be younger or to be middle-aged or whatever, and to have dysfunction in your life, but be like, there's a chance to solve it. There's a chance for things to change. But I think to be, 85 or 90, and probably you don't have that much time left to fix it and to go through the ascension, because sometimes it takes years, and to be still in that like dysfunctional energy, I think it would be so hard. So as difficult as it is to go through these times, like, it's such a blessing to go through it as a young person, or when when you're at a period in your life when you can still welcome in these new blessings, when you're not kind of at the tail end, but when you're at the earlier stages. And you can still be middle-aged, you can be like in your 60s, 70s, whatever. But I think that, you want to have the time to really enjoy all the effort of this. So as painful as it is to go through this, like, the alternative is so much worse. And once you clear out all this detritus and the dirt and like the old trauma from your parents and from whatever happened in your life and childhood and blah, 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 you will be amazed by how much lighter you feel, how much better, and also how much easier it is to manifest. Like, it's just like boom, 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 whatever you want, kind of. And so I feel like that's what wants to come in, because we do have this wealth aspect. at the end, and also a happy family aspect at the end. So I feel like once you start clearing out this stuff, whatever it is for you, because it will depend on each person's family history and background and whatever particular brand of like dysfunction you have, once you start clearing it out, you are going to come into your power. We have the Empress as like, we have the King of Pentacles and the Empress as like the kind of the final cards. There's one more, but it's like those are pretty much the final end results. So it's like at the end of the day, you guys are going to come into this abundance and this beautiful period for you guys. But you need to do a little of the work. You know, like I said, this is like you going to college. It's like spiritual college. It's like Hogwarts, kind of, but like without the cool wands and stuff and flying around on like broomsticks. I mean, maybe you can do that, but I don't know. So you are going to go to kind of spiritual school a little bit, and you're going to like start working your way through the ranks. And by the time you graduate, you're going to be like, this was so worth it. All the, you know, even though it was hard, it was so worth it to clear out all the bad stuff and be able to have room to welcome the good. And so that's what wants to come in, is wealth, abundance, family stuff. But I don't know if it's going to be resolved in the next 3 years. Spiritual ascension periods take time. So for me, I feel like I started going through mine 2014, and it's finally kind of coming to an end now. So, I mean, not quite, hopefully, because it's like, it's really about time. But it's different for everyone. Sometimes someone can work through that in their Saturn return. So your Saturn return might be coming up for you. And sometimes people can work through it in like 3 years. I don't know. For some reason, mine had to take like 7-8 years. But maybe I'm like an underachiever. I'm like the class, you know, delinquent or something. I don't know. I had to like repeat the grade. But I think for everyone, the timetable is different. So it's not necessarily something, I really think for most people, I mean, maybe someone could work through it in like a month, but I would be pretty surprised. I feel like for most people, it takes years for sure to work through this stuff. And the more issues you have, the more time it takes to work through. But at the end, you come out so much more powerful and capable of receiving the blessings. So again, I think this is why some of the cards they're talking about in the where are you going to be in 3 years are negative. You might still be in the midst of this in the next 3 years, but I don't think, you know, I feel like it depends on the person, but for many of you, it might be over in 3 years or shortly after 3 years. But what I do know is that the end result is positivity. The end result is success and wealth and real financial abundance. And so you don't need to be worried about this, because however long it takes, it's going to be 1000% worth it. If it takes longer, maybe that means you have more blessings coming in. I hope that's what it means, because I mean, it's been a long 8 years, so it needs to, we need to have some results. But I do think that you guys will have financial blessings come in. This is just you guys going through this process. And for some of you, you guys might have already started this process. I feel like for many of you, you already started noticing these things happening. Like I said, when you're around maybe some of your friends that were a little dysfunctional in the past, but you were like, well, they're kind of a mess, but they're fun. Now it's like you can't be around them. And you're way more sensitive to other people's energy. You might find now you're more overwhelmed in crowds. You might find sleep is more difficult for you, or also, you know, when you dream, it's super vivid and stuff. These are all symptoms of having financial ascension, or not financial, spiritual ascension, but it leads to financial ascension. I think they made me say that for a reason. There is this aspect of financial abundance that wants to come in, and financial freedom and blessings and stuff. It's just that you have to go through this period of learning before, you know, it comes in. It's just like at the beginning when I was like, are you going to law school or something? It's like that, where, you know, in order to become a top paying lawyer or get some of these high paying jobs like a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, you know, you really do have to go through education and school. You have to get your high school degree, and then your college degree, and then your law school or, you know, medical school degree. And I don't think it's going to take quite that long, but it is going to take some time. You know, again, it depends on the person, but it probably will take, you know, a few years, like maybe 2 years, 3 years, or if you're like me, like 8 years. But know that all that work is for a reason and will pay off, and you will see the blessings start coming in. So it's just, leaning into that, not resisting it. And you guys might have already noticed that this process has already started for many of you. You might have already noticed some of the symptoms of like spiritual ascension, like I said, like just feeling more sensitive to energy, feeling less comfortable around people you might have been like okay with around before, and suddenly you're like, oh, this just doesn't feel right. Just know that all of this is divinely appointed. It's supposed to happen, and Spirit is watching over this, and your angels are watching over this, especially Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, angel of protection, angel of healing. So, whatever anything comes against you in this process, it's kind of like you're in a little bit of a vulnerable state right now because you're learning. It's kind of like a little egg in its in its shell, or a little bird in its egg about to hatch, and how the mom like always stays by it, always looks over it, always makes sure it's warm. That's kind of like Spirit right now. Like people are gonna come against you, but Spirit will always protect you because they know that you're in this growth period and that you need their protection, and so they are going to watch over you because they're so proud of you for doing this work and changing these patterns. So this is a really exciting, beautiful reading, even if it does mean some hardships at first. It is a beautiful reading that is going to bring in so much abundance, finances, and I think a happy family. They are bringing up this family thing. So I think that once you break some of this, family patterns that we all have, you are going to be able to manifest like a beautiful family situation if that's what you want, a beautiful partner and maybe children or whatever it is you want, but it's going to be like a peaceful, beautiful life kind of vibe. And so whatever that is for you, that is going to be ready to come in abundant peacefulness, happiness, and joy. So just know that this period of growth and learning is temporary, and when it's over, you're going to be so happy and thrilled that you were willing to do that work and go through it. It'll be like, graduation day when all the kids like throw their hats in the air and celebrate and run around and like go to the parties afterwards. That's how you're going to feel after you put all this work in, like, yes, I did it, and I'm so happy and proud of myself, and now I get to move into the abundant stage. So I think that's really exciting. I'm happy for you guys. I hope that resonated. Please let me know if it did, and please make sure to like and subscribe. I post these videos every few days, so if you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. And if you have any reading ideas of a certain topic you'd like to see covered, I do source some of my readings from the comments. I have a few I have to get to that are on my list, but I also do readings Spirit calls me to do, and sometimes it's like, move this to the front of the line. So if you have any ideas of a topic you really want to know about, let me know. I always want to help people, so whatever it is I can help with, just put it in the comments. But I hope that helped you guys. I will see you in the next reading. Sending you so much love on your healing journey. I know it's going to turn out so awesome, and all the pain, any pain you go through will be 1000% worth it when this abundance comes in. So I hope that helped you guys. Sending you love and light. Take care. Bye. Hey Pal 4, so if you guys picked this beautiful pink grapes, this is going to be your reading. I think these go into making like red wine, which is my personal fave, so it's definitely a good choice. But let's see what the cards have in store for you in 3 years' time. What is in store for Pile 4 in 3 years' time? Let's see, Spirit, what is in store for Pile 4 in 3 years' time? Okay, so we got the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, Queen of Cups. Oh wow, the Lovers reversed, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the Devil. What is in store for Pile 4? Justice reversed. the Hanged Man, and the Four of Pentacles. And the King of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Wands reversed, and the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So, I mean, what I'm feeling like is like there's like a family situation that wants to come in, but then, you know, we do have the Lovers reversed, which is interesting. The Moon reversed. I don't know. Let me pull some more cards. Can you guys clarify what is going on for pile 4? Okay, so we got the Six of Swords reversed. And we got the Two of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is something that I feel like you are going to have to leave something behind. You're going to have to make a difficult choice of some kind. I do wonder if it has to do with relationships, because we got the Lovers reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like there's a period of time that you're going to go through where it feels like nothing's going right. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this is really hard. This is so difficult. And that's going to be a part of the process. Like, so the Wheel of Fortune really is about kind of how luck goes. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is the luck planet, and it kind of shows which way your luck is turned. Yours is upside down, which does mean that the kind of winds of luck are working against you. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not the luckiest person ever, but you know, you can kind of work against luck. It's like easier if you have luck on your favor, but you can also get stuff done even when it's working against you. And I feel like this is part of the cycle that you have to go through to get to the Two of Cups. Like, I feel like you guys are going to come to an outcome of a better relationship, but there's maybe some unhealthy patterns that you have to leave behind a little bit in order to come into this more abundant period. There is some like difficult lessons you guys are going to have to learn. There might be a relationship that you're trying to cling on to or trying to keep that needs to like exit. I feel like that's kind of a major focus for you guys. You guys want love, you guys want this depth, and there might be someone that you almost have like, I'm almost seeing like imprinted from like the Twilight Saga, you know, where the werewolves or whoever, like they just see someone and it's like that's it, they're in love, and like I think they imprint on a baby, which is crazy, a totally crazy thing that like I can't believe that was in, you know, a book or a movie. But like that's the thing, they don't have a choice. It's like they just see the person and it's like boom. And I almost feel like that's like you, where like you want love and you want this connection, and so you have met people that may not be the best for you, but it's like you feel so linked to them and you want to turn it into that soulmate situation, but it might not be that. And in order for you to actually bring in the soulmate situation, I feel like sometimes you might have to clear that and go through some of those patterns and remove them, you know what I mean? And so that's like a part of the process of what you're learning, is like some of the unhealthy coping mechanisms or whatever. And I feel like it is going to feel unfair to you, like you're going to feel like a bit of a loss from this, but it is going to lead you ultimately to your soulmate situation. You know, right now I feel like you're a little bit going with, you're not thinking as clearly about the situation because you want it to be something different. You want it to be like this beautiful soulmate. And the funny thing is that you have this beautiful soulmate waiting to come in, but you're kind of in like a dysfunctional romantic behaviors. So either there's someone that you're still attached to from the past that you like still think about, still whatever, even though they don't really deserve you, or it's like a general pattern with like multiple people where it's like you meet someone, you go on a date, and you're doing something wrong in the love situation. Maybe you want it too much, or you go on the date and you're too nervous and you're like talking too much, or you're not talking at all, or whatever. But there's some way that you're approaching like love that's not welcoming in that pure soulmate energy. It's almost like you want to find someone so bad that it's like a frantic energy. And so that true peace, like a true peaceful, a true soulmate, there's a peacefulness to it. You know what I mean? There's like a feeling of rest. And I feel like you are kind of like almost a little bit frantic. And so it's like you're going to have these kind of like dead ends that happen, or maybe just one, but all of that is part of it, because by the end you're going to be like, oh damn, I was doing this and I needed to do that, and you're going to figure it out, and then you're going to have this new love come in. I just feel like that's part of the journey you're on, and you can probably accelerate that process if there's someone that's coming to mind now where you're like, I don't think that person's that good for me, but I'm very attached to them. It's like, yeah, Spirit wants you to clear that person out of your life and to, make room for someone new, because I do think they have someone new in mind for you. Woman holding a coin. And we do have financial abundance that also wants to come in. Really a lot. It wants to come in, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff that needs to get cleared out. And yeah, we got journey. So, I feel like all of this is fated. All of this is supposed to happen. But you're going to I do think you're going to go through a little bit of heartbreak, a little bit of like pain and suffering while you figure this thing out. I think that we got patience. So it's like, I feel like with you guys, it's like I hate to say it, but I feel like you're doing something wrong is what I'm hearing. So I feel like there's something in your energy field that's off. What I'm getting a sense of, personally tuning in, is there's like a panicky energy I'm getting. It's like very like rushed. I feel like it's like you want things to happen now. Like you might even be listening to this reading and you're like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, even though I'm saying it's going to have a positive outcome, I feel like you guys want it to happen within 3 years. You want it to happen like this moment, like within the month, like within the day. You know what I mean? And so it's like you're going to have to learn to slow down a little and get into more of a calm energy. Because the thing is that that's when you are really able to have abundance and love come in. For me, the only time I've ever had real love come in, a lot of times people will say, love happens when you don't expect it. But it's not that there's anything wrong with expecting it or knowing it's going to happen or wanting it to happen. The thing is that when you're in a frantic energy, that pure, true love, that's like the phrase from like the Psalm or whatever, and I'm not the best at remembering all the Bible verses, but I know that the phrase love is patient, love is kind, but love is patient is part of it. And in order to get into that true love space, you have to be patient. You have to be in a place of rest. You can't be like frantic. You can't be running around like, oh my God, it needs to happen. My friend got married and then I'm going to be the only one, and people are going to think that just is like the opposite of love energy. Love energy is receptive. It's calm. It's like peaceful, when you look back at like the greatest relationships you've had, even not romantic, but just like friendships and stuff or family, probably the memories that stick out to you the most are like calm moments, like, on a summer night, like watching fireflies with your friends, or, being with your family and cuddling up under a blanket on a, cold winter night or something. But there's a calmness there. When that's love, when you can be calm around someone. A lot of times we can mistake some of those butterflies for like, oh my God, it's passion, we're in love, when in reality it's like, it's not quite love. Maybe it's excitement, it's eros energy, it's hot, it's sexy, but it's not peaceful love, receptive. And so, I feel like for you guys, you just have to learn to grow into that, and I think that you will. I just think that right now, you guys are on this kind of sacred journey to reaching that point, but it's like you need to get into a place of rest, and you need to get into a place of calm, so that can come in. And until you do, oh my God, I'm not surprised. You guys got Archangel Chamuel, so I'm sure he's watching over this connection. Archangel Chamuel rules over love, and I really do think he is working on this divinely so that you guys can have the kind of love you guys want. I feel like you guys want this beautiful love relationship, and it's almost like you keep going after people that are only giving you a fraction of what you deserve and what you want, and you're like, I'll settle for the scraps. It's almost like a dog that's been beaten, or is like a stray dog and just is desperate for like any piece of garbage someone throws out to you. But there's lots of dogs that have beautiful owners that will take care of them and feed them like the top of the line organic dog food. And I don't mean to be insulting to compare you to a dog. I just mean it's like, you know, those like beaten or abused dogs, and they're so scared and they're so desperate. That's kind of like your mentality. Like, you haven't been treated right in love, and it's almost like you expect the worst. You expect, like, oh, this person isn't going to treat me well or whatever. And so your energy with manifesting is just off. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff you're manifesting is like lower level stuff, and you deserve the best and you want the best. I feel like you guys are romantic. You guys do dream of having this beautiful situation. But you're settling for stuff that you deserve so much more. And so I feel like by the end of this cycle, that's going to be worked through, and you are really going to embody the energy of a queen, you know, and you're going to know that you deserve that. You deserve to be emotionally fulfilled. I feel like at the end, the energy around you is just going to be so much more calm, so much more peaceful. You're going to be more in your power, and you're going to know that you truly do deserve the best. You truly deserve love. You truly deserve to be honored. You truly deserve to be respected and treated with reverence, you know, treated like a jewel, treated like the prize that you are. You don't deserve to be treated like a backup plan or a jump off, or like, well, whatever, they're around, so I guess I'll hit them up. And, you know, so if someone's treating you disrespectfully, or you've been in a pattern like that, know that that cycle is going to end. I feel like by the end of this, you're going to be a better manifester in general, because they are bringing up financial manifestation as well. And I was kind of like, okay, why are we talking about both? Because I personally kind of like things, like, I want to know about everything, but I'm also like getting this one reading and I'm like, why are you guys bringing up finances? Like, can we focus on one thing at a time? But now I get it. I think that once you master this, your energy is going to be so on point that you're going to be able to manifest money as well, like easily, like drop of a hat, because this is like your big life thing that I feel like has caused you so many issues. Like, I feel like in a way financially things haven't been as off for you. It's always with the love. Like, you've always, or if things have been financially off with you, I feel like still you're the kind of person that mentally you've been so focused on love and like, why hasn't it happened for me, and it's happened for this person, it happened for that person, but you feel this big sense of loss that you haven't had this kind of deep relationship. And I feel like by the end of this, you're just going to be so much more empowered. It's almost like you're addicted to love. Like, I don't mean like that song, but it does come to mind, the Robert Palmer song. Like, you are kind of like, I feel like it's like a drug to you, like that initial moment of like getting to know someone and like getting into them. Like, it's like you, or maybe you have that kind of connection with one person in particular where being with them was like being addicted to a drug, where you're just craving talking to them, craving hearing from them. You think about them all the time. It's like you need your next hit, you know? And so it's like, this is a dysfunctional pattern that you've kind of fallen into. And I just feel like Spirit is going to guide you out of this and kind of lead you like, no, it's okay. I'm going to take your hand and pull you out. But it might be a little painful at first. I feel like you might have some resistance to that at first. Like, you might still try to make these relationships work out. You might still be wanting to pursue this current kind of path you're on, but I feel like by the end, you're just going to be like, okay, that's why all that had to happen, and you're going to be okay with it, but it's just a process of getting there. We also got adjacent possibilities, and it's like, I feel like you don't realize, again, that you have other options. You don't have to tolerate the bad behavior. You don't have to tolerate disrespect or someone not having you first place. I feel like for some of you, maybe this person, it's not even like they're trying to disrespect you. It's just like they are not mature enough to give you the love you deserve. I'm seeing that line from like Sex and the City where she says like, I think she's talking to Burger. Again, I watched Sex and the City like a couple months ago. They were like replaying it on TV for some reason, and I watched some episodes, and now it's like so many of the lines are fresh in my head, but I feel like I sound like an obsessed fan or something, but I'm not. But I feel like she was talking to Burger, Carrie was talking to Burger, and she said something like, I want love, real, true love. I want butterfly, or she was doing some speech like that. And I feel like that's you. You guys have wanted this real love, and in the end, like, not to spoiler alert, if anyone needs to skip forward, do it right now. I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. okay. So they break up at the end, and Carrie kind of realizes, like, why was I wasting my time with this guy? And so she's giving him this speech, but he's listening, but he's like, okay, like, that's not me. And I feel like that's the thing. You're trying to, like, make a situation better than it is. I don't know the exact phrase, but it's like, this is really bad. I probably shouldn't say this. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I can think of any other terms, but I keep hearing the phrase, and excuse me, I hate this phrase, but I have to say it because I can't think of anything else that compares, but it's like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And excuse my French for saying that. I know it's a misogynistic phrase, but I just feel like you're trying to turn whoever this is into, like, a hoe into a housewife. Like, you're trying to turn someone that is not ready for this deep kind of love, and you're trying to make it into that. And I feel like that's a pattern for you. And you just keep doing it, and Spirit's kind of like, stop. And they're at the point where they're kind of about to, like, wrap your hand like a teacher, like with the ruler, like, no. And so they're gonna, like, teach you, but this is like a divine learning, because at the end of this, you're going to have the kind of love you wanted. It's almost like you're gonna be like, oh, I have everything inside I need in me, and that's when the love soulmate is going to enter, but you keep trying to make other people into the soulmate, and I think what you need to do is focus on your own learning, focus on your own self, and then that is going to be what brings in this new energy. Once you're at that point where you're just like, you've manifested to such a high level, that's when the new energy that you want is going to be able to come in. So let me get more cards. Where is pile 4 going to be in 3 years? We got Diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Dagger. Fear, worries, tense situations. Pale, time to get out of a situation. Gong, an exciting event. Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. So yeah, I feel like you have been putting up with, like, a bunch of guys who are, or a bunch of girls who are just not, not like the best for you, not the most mature. Another word for a rooster, it starts with a C, it's 4 letters. And another word for that, you can switch the letters around to D, another word for a male genitalia. And I feel like that kind of describes, like, some of these people are like douches, is another word for it. They're kind of just immature, they're not treating you right, they're selfish, they're just so focused on themselves, and you deserve someone who is loving and sweet and kind to you, and you're just not going to get it from this situation. And that's why they said time to get out of it. Like, it's like they want you to just move on from this energy. I'm hearing this energy is beneath you, and you deserve a lot better, and they want to bring in this new fresh energy for you. And that's why you're going to also get the financial manifestation once you finally commit to leaving these dysfunctional patterns behind. It's like they're going to line up everything because they're so happy for you to leave this stuff in the past. They really feel like it's time. It's been time. You deserve better. We can get you better. And you're just, like, resisting for some reason. It's almost like I'm seeing the image of someone who's like, please let me throw you a birthday party. I'll do this, I'll do that. And the person's like, no, I refuse. It's almost like they want to give you these gifts. They want to bring in this love for you, but you keep resisting it. For whatever reason. Maybe I feel like you're just so focused. You have, like, this tunnel vision on either this person from your past, or this is a pattern of multiple times where, like, you go out on these dates and it's like a Tinder date and the person's disrespectful and you're like, why did I do this? And then next week it's the same kind of dude and you're on the same date and he's disrespectful again, you know what I mean? And it's like this repeating thing. But for many of you, you could be attached to, like, a particular person. But in general, since this is a general reading, this is just about someone who is just has an unhealthy, like, pattern of attachment in romantic relationships. And I do think that this is what they want to just kind of pull out of your life and start bringing in the positivity, start bringing in the goodness, start bringing in this new relationship that I feel like wants to come in that's like super calm. The energy here that I'm picking up on is like so calm, so sweet, so loving. I feel like this person is really going to value you for who you are. But I feel like right now your energy is not aligned with this person because, again, you have a little bit of a frantic energy going on. Like, I feel like you might be the kind of person that worries about ending up alone, or like, I'm just never going to find anyone. And it's like, it's giving you this like panicked, like really frenetic energy. And the funny thing is that you are definitely not going to end up alone. You have this new like soulmate energy that wants to come in, but it can't enter right now because this person is very calm. They feel very advanced. They feel very spiritually mature and very like almost restful. Like it's like they're calm, they're assured, they have this strong energy of like inner peace. And so because you guys are not energetically aligned, they can't come in, and you keep going after these people you're trying to make them, maybe you have always sensed that you have this soulmate energy waiting for you. Maybe you know this on a subconscious level. So it's like you're looking for it in anyone. You know what I mean? You're always in that moment of like, is it them? Is it them? They got to come in. Where are they? But once you get to the point of total peace is when this person is actually going to get away. So come in. I mean, so in a weird way, it's like the more you're looking for them and the more you're panicked about it, the more you're driving them away. What kind of energy is going to be in pile 4's life? We got loyal heart, but it was actually reversed. So, yeah, I think this person that you're dealing with in the moment right now is not being loyal to you. They are not being loyal to you. And I feel like this new soulmate that wants to come in is going to be super loyal and is going to be everything you want. We got a leg up, reversed. So yeah, I feel like this is kind of holding you back from manifesting the stuff that you want to manifest. And it's almost like all your efforts are going to not go to anything. Like all the stuff you keep trying to put in is being blocked because of this dysfunctional energy. It's funny because I feel like you do a lot of work to try to get these things into your life. I feel like financially you do a lot of work, and also romantic wise you keep trying to bring in this stuff. Like no one could accuse you of being lazy. I feel like you're like a hustler energy, and it's kind of like you're like, I can make it happen, I can do it, I can figure it out. But because you haven't, you need to be in a little bit more of a place of rest and let spirit take control. Like we got serendipity reverse. It's like I feel like spirit has such a plan for you and has this serendipitous beautiful thing that wants to come in, but you have to be willing to sit back a little and like let them take the reins. Like Jesus take the wheel, as Carrie Underwood says. Like you need to let Jesus take the wheel a little bit, or whatever your religion is. But I just feel like you need to let spirit kind of come in and start rearranging things. I do think whatever wants to come in, this is not what you expect. I feel like in a way right now you'd be like, no, I have my life lined up in this way, and you have this very certain idea of how you want things to go. But what I'm hearing is what wants to come in is even better. It's so much better, and it's so much more amazing and gratifying than anything you could want. I almost feel like if someone told you this was going to happen, you'd be like, huh? No, that's impossible for me. Like that kind of stuff doesn't happen to me. Like this is so much better than you imagined, that you're blocking it because maybe you don't feel good enough or you have self-worth issues or whatever. But the funny thing is that once you get into a place of peace and you're not scrambling around to make it happen, that's when it is going to happen. That's when it's going to happen so much easier. So they're telling me you do need to get more in touch with your like spirituality. And I almost feel like maybe you should meditate or do something to get to like a really place of calmness, kind of chill energy, because I think that they do want to talk to you. That's gonna like speed things along. If you want to know like what could I do to make things happen faster, it's like, well, just if you were just kind of like a little bit calmer and tapping into meditation, tapping into spirit, and going into your spiritual side, that could really move things along. I feel like some of this frantic energy that you have would just totally dissipate if you started meditating and started tapping into like your angels and tapping into your guides. I think it's good that you're watching these videos. You should definitely subscribe to me, but no, I mean, I'm joking, but I do think it's really good for you to be watching all these kinds of tarot videos from whoever. Make sure they have a positive energy, but from, you know, all the oracle readers, like I feel like these things are good. There's a reason you've been drawn to these readings, and tapping into it yourself is also a good thing. I think the more you tap in, the more you're going to realize how much they're on your side, how much they're working for you, and that you don't need to feel frantic or worried or nervous. And I feel like you're really going to like this new life that you have. I think in 3 years, in a way, you're not going to recognize, like you're going to look back at yourself and you're going to be like, oh my God, I remember when I did that. Like that was so crazy. That was so different from me, you know, but I think you're going to love your new life. It's not going to be like you're going to go from living in a penthouse apartment to like living in a trailer or something, or living out of your car. Like it's going to be the opposite. Maybe it's not what you had imagined, but it's going to be so fulfilling to you. And you are just going to be like on this completely new path. And I see at that point, there's going to be much more abundance. I actually feel like whoever wants to come in, for many of you, I feel like this is a very wealthy person. Like this person, I feel like they're gonna really, I feel like maybe some of you have suffered with anxiety, or you're just really nervous about like a lot of your things in life. I feel like this person that wants to come in is like really kind of a provider energy, like so calm, and they just kind of take care of everything, you know? And so it's almost like this anxiety that you've had looming over you is gonna just vanish, because this person is going to make your life so much easier. Again, I feel like for many of you, that's like financially, but also just their energy so calm. But you have to get to a calm place as well. And I think by the end of this 3 years, you're really going to love where your life is at. You're going to have a better, like you're just going to be much calmer. I do feel like for some of you, there might be a career change indicated. So it might be a complete switch of whatever path you're on. I definitely think for most of you, the path that you're on right now, it's like you're going to switch. I'm seeing like a train, you know how like when they have those train tracks that like split off, and you can take the lever and like switch to the direction the train goes, and I'm seeing someone going and taking the lever and like pulling it over. So the train was going to go off that way, and now it goes off that way. And I think that pretty soon in the next few months, you're going to be pulling that lever, and it's going to change the trajectory of things for you. And then you're going to be headed on this different path to abundance. I feel like at first you're not going to know what you're doing, and you're kind of going to be like, why am I making these choices? Why am I suddenly declining Tinder dates? I used to be out every night of the week. Maybe maybe you're a partier, or maybe you're just someone who works really hard at work or something. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a bit of a fast pace, like there's like this frenetic energy of like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, in whatever way in your life. So I feel like suddenly you're gonna kind of find yourself like, am I slacking off? Suddenly I don't feel the need to stay an extra 3 hours at the office, or to, be all day long going to Zoom meetings. Or maybe am I, turning into a total social hermit loner, because suddenly I don't want to go on these Tinder dates, or I don't want to go meet my friends out at the bar, or whatever it is for you, because obviously it's a general reading, but your energy is going to shift from this kind of frantic, like I gotta get stuff done, to being way more calm and almost like resistant to like, I'll pass going out tonight. I don't know. And that's like good. That's part of the process. That's when you're going to know that that's you switching those train tracks over. And it's going to end in the abundance and this calm energy of this person coming into your life. And this energy is so restful. I feel like it's like, I got it. I've got everything handled. They have they have this abundance around them already. They're very much a good manifester. They don't even like stress about a lot of stuff because I feel like they've got it handled. I keep hearing I got it handled. Like, I think Olivia Pope says that in Scandal, but that's what this person's kind of vibe is. Not saying they're like Olivia Pope, because she's got a lot of kind of like drama going on in her life. Not necessarily her fault, but you know, I just feel like this person has such a calm energy. Like, they are just like a little bit chill, but in a beautiful way. And it's not because they're like a slacker or like they're chill in the way of like the dude from The Big Lebowski or whatever. I think that's his name. It's like they're chill and like a, you know, I got it. I handled it. It's taken care of. Like, they don't even need to worry because I feel like they are financially abundant and they've got things figured out. So there's this calmness that happens, and I think that's going to rub off on you, but I also think you're already going to have entered that energy by the time they come into your life. And you guys kind of need to get like energetically matched up. Right now, you guys are kind of like totally different vibes. You're kind of like, I got to do this, like a little frenetic, and this person's just chill, calm, and I think you're gonna get to a place of chill and calm, and then they're gonna enter in. So as far as what's happening in your life in 3 years, I do see that this is the path that you're on. This is the future trajectory, so it could be a different timeline for different people. You could have already met this person at the 3-year mark, and you could be like even settled down with them. You know, again, it also always, these things depend on how fast we're willing to do the work. Like, the quicker you give in and are like, okay, this is what spirit wants, the quicker it happens. The more you resist and the more you're like, well, I'm doing it my way. No, it's not gonna happen like that. The longer it takes, because sooner or later you're gonna have to, like, spirit always gets their way, trust me. So I feel like for those of you who want to lean into this really quick, it could definitely be like you're married and settled down and like it's locked and loaded by the 3-year mark. For those of you where there's a little bit more resistance and you're still interested in maintaining this current energy, which is a little frenetic, a little fast paced, and a little kind of nervous, anxious energy, it might take a little bit longer, you know? And so by the 3-year mark, I feel like all of you though are gonna have left this energy behind. But it might be that you're still in the growth period, you know what I mean? And you haven't met the partner yet, and they're gonna come in after like 4 years, you know? But I just feel like by the 3-year mark, for sure, everyone is going to have left this anxious energy behind and moved into the calm space. And then it's just a matter of time of spirit creating that opportunity and that perfect serendipity for you to actually meet the person, because sometimes that takes a little lining up, you know? It's all those moments where like you randomly run into the person, or you randomly meet your soulmate out, or you randomly run into a random like old friend. Those things have to be aligned, you know? Spirit has to be like, okay, I'm gonna make this person have a random craving for Doritos at 3 p.m. and this person is going to need to stop at the, you know, gas station to fill up their car, and then I'm gonna have them meet, and he's gonna forget his wallet, and she's gonna, you know, make a joke about it, and then they're gonna get in a conversation or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be a lot of factors to line up. So it's just a matter of like, the earlier you can get into this calm energy, the faster this soulmate can come into your life. But it's all divinely appointed, and there's really no need to rush, because I just feel like this energy of this calm soulmate, it's like a certainty. They're so certain. Like, I feel like they are looking for you, they're waiting for you, and they're so calm and mature that I'm not like stressed about it at all. I feel very calm. I'm tapping into their energy, and it's very like chill, relaxed. It's like they're coming for you, and they know it's going to happen, and they are not worried about missing out on the blessing. They've manifested you. I do think, again, they're a good manifestor in every aspect. They're a good manifestor financially and with love, and I feel like they've manifested you in almost like all your quirks and all your like anxiety and like it's gotta happen now. They're gonna love that. They're gonna be so charmed by it. Like, they're gonna be like, oh, it's so cute how you get nervous about XYZ, you know? They're gonna find it like so charming, and all the stuff that you kind of had to convince other people to like, please like me, they want someone like you. They have craved someone like you. They love someone like with your energy. And so they are like ready to let it go, you know, like, let's get it going, let's get it moving. But it's just a matter of you lining up, and then, you know, having it happen in the spiritual divine timing. You guys do have Archangel Chamuel watching over this connection, the angel of love. So this is a beautiful divine connection that is going to come into your life. And I think that you're just going to make these changes. You're just going to, you know, have to work on this stuff, but this is the blessing that wants to come in, and this is the trajectory that you're on for these 3 years. Just working through some of these issues on your own timetable, and then once you're ready, this person is going to enter. I just don't think this person, it's not like you have to worry, like, you just calm down, because this person is not going anywhere. You are not going to miss the boat. This person is waiting for you. This person is very wise. They're very I feel like they're very spiritually advanced. They might do like spiritual work, like manifestation or stuff like that. But they are not going to just be like, you know what, I'm sick of waiting. I'm just going to run off with this random person that I met in the bar one night. No, they know what they want, and what they want is you. They might have already connected with you on the spiritual plane or on the spiritual realm. So it's like they're not going to just meet someone and be like, well, they're okay. They're not that person, but whatever, I'll settle. This person is so calm, so wise, that it's like they're looking for you. And I feel like they're going to also level you up when you meet them. They're going to take you on such a spiritual journey, and it's like you're gonna be all this stuff you've been wanting, like more of the financial security and more of the feeling of security in general, like calmness in your life, is gonna magically come about when you meet this person, and you are not gonna be as stressed. And it's like it's just going to be like everything's kind of taken care of, you know, and you're going to grow a lot from being with this person. I do feel like this is like a soul contract, soulmate relationship where you guys made a pact on the other side to meet up to help each other. Especially this person's going to really help you. I hate to say that because I don't mean to be like it's an uneven situation, because everyone benefits from each other in different ways. But really this person is going to like help you benefit so much. You might have done something for them in a past lifetime or earned this karma, but this person is just going to really come into your life and bless you and help you have so much like beauty enter into it, and all these things that you wanted. They're going to show you the path of like, don't worry, I know how to make it happen. It's kind of like when you talk to like a multi-millionaire and they say like, oh, earning $1 million is easy, and you're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. But it's like they're like, no, I know all the ways. I just like invest in this, do that, you know, get a job here, then do this, then work selling this and buy this. And it's like they know the path, and that's how this person, I feel like this person has figured out the path in life towards abundance, towards financial security, towards love. And so that's why they're so calm. Like they are a wise old soul that's you're gonna like link up with them, and they're gonna just show you kind of the ropes. So that's exciting. I'm excited for you guys, and I feel like you have so much to look forward to. So I hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it did. Leave it down in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos. I post every few days, so if you want to see more, just make sure you're subscribed. And if you also have any kind of video ideas, I'm always sourcing from the comments, so let me know if there's some area you want to know about. So I am sending you guys so much love and light. I'm so excited for you guys to have this new relationship. It just seems amazing. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Sending you guys lots of love. Bye.